We should be live. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, all four of you here. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Yup. Yeah, you ain't wrong, Chief. It's great to be back here with you guys. Amazing to see Melder on Def Camp, Dunedain, Grays. So much to talk about. It's been months and months and months since we last did a Good Morning Azeroth. I'm not sure if we have any fans left, but it is great to be here. We're thinking about bringing it back, boys. Sorry I got no cam. I got the baby on my lap. I'm in a very scuffed situation right now as I move into this new house. I lost my whole gamer sanctuary and everything, so just streaming out of a bedroom. But anyway, yo guys, it's so good to be here with you. Grays, brother, congratulations on your recent growth. I don't know if you guys have been seeing it. Our boy Grays, one of the hottest stocks in the Twitch community. Really?
Top audio.
I think.
Okay, it's good. It's fixed.
Okay.
They can hear you now,
Can
right?
you hear us?
Oh my Lanta, dude. They can hear you, I bet. I can see it now.
Twitch is working. Is YouTube working?
It's the lack of sleep, I think. Cargos.
Bro.
With the baby, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, let's blame it on that, sure.
There you go.
Sure thing. Oh, man.
I thought you were supposed to ascend into dad life. It sounds like
God
like
damn.
a decent. Right?
Now that he's a daddy, forgot how to use technology. He's like, I don't know.
I haven't done a
This
GMA
is-
in so long, bro. I'm fucking washed, man.
I mean, it wouldn't be GMA without some minor technical difficulties, right?
Def Camp, get us some hot hands again. Save us, bro. Turn it around. man.
You guys ready for a fresh Good Morning Azeroth?
We're ready, brother. Hit us
Already?
with.
Bless us,
Is
brother. Def Camp.
everybody ready for it? All right, so this is a
Blessing of mastery.
blessing. There you go, blessing of mastery. Good Morning Azeroth. Welcome back, Azeroth. Here we go. Good morning, Azeroth. Welcome back for Season of Mastery, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Fuckers. Oh, I love
Dude,
you, Def
it's so
Camp.
great to see you guys, man. I'm excited to do a quick catch up, but everybody looks a little bit wiser since I last left off. I don't know if I haven't seen you face to face in a little while, but
A little bit wiser, eh?
yeah, everybody's looking a little bit wiser. I don't know
I'll
why.
take that.
A little more
A little bit
Deckard
less hair on the
King-like.
top.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
listen.
we're getting old, man. I was thinking about this, when Cargos hit us up back in the day. I think I was still in my 20s back then.
That's scary to think,
That's
bro.
pretty sad,
That's
right?
fucking scary to think of.
Yeah, man. It's I
We're
gotta
still
say
bald,
though,
so-
it's been quite a journey, guys. Quite a fucking journey.
Yeah, it
From
has, man.
being just fans of the game, to having fucking look at that. Cargos got hardcore being officially acknowledged into Season of Mastery. Talking to people that have been part of creating this game and all. It's been a crazy ride.
Yeah.
It has, man. It has. We're
Insane, man.
putting some of the best years of our life into this, right? And enough time has passed. I think about that a lot, guys. Just how much time actually has passed. I don't know how long it's been total since Classic has been. How long has it been since that year before Classic came out till now?
That was what, 2016?
My first video was uploaded in 2016.
Yeah, and I would say, Cargos, you probably got in touch
It
with
is
us a
now
little bit after that.
2021.
So it's been 5 years, man, since
Yeah.
5 freaking years.
I mean, considering you only live 85 or so on average, that's a pretty good chunk of time, man. It's been,
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
It's been,
But this game's worth it,
yeah.
Definitely is worth it, and the community's worth it. I think that's the most important
Yeah.
thing.
I'm very
Definitely been
appreciative,
through
man.
our ups and downs.
It's been a bit of a blur at times, and before this whole Classic WoW adventure started, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was more well adjusted in society and stuff, and I feel I've you go a little crazy, like, you know, following this game for so many years and just like living in this internet world. But I love it, man. It's kind of a
Oh
lifestyle.
man, you've accomplished a lot though.
That's everybody playing Classic. And you know what's funny? I feel like everyone's kind of taking a break recently. You know, it's been 4 years since you guys all got together. You know, you guys were the first guys that reached out to me. We've all kind of taken a break, and guess what? Classic Season Mastery coming out in 2 months. Classic fresh. And once again, Classic brings everybody back together. Like, I feel like we all have one thing in common. And it's great to just, I feel like we're all rallying. Everybody's coming back. Season Mastery with its own changes, but it's fresh, man. This is Classic. It's history. It's cyclical, you know. Now, one does not just quit Classic WoW. And so it's cool to see you guys back, man. And all have a...
You're absolutely right about that. One has not quit. And
Well, we never stopped playing.
No, I know.
We never stopped playing. Yeah.
I know, but it's just, you know, TBC came out and we all raided together on Scarum and Classic, and TBC's been out, but it's just funny. I feel like we're a little bit more involved whenever Classic's around for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So,
Vanilla is special, man.
I just gotta say, you know, you guys know, a lot of you guys probably know, I've always said that I love like TBC most and foremost and all this, and I was really excited when TBC came out. Obviously the hype wasn't as high for TBC, but as soon as TBC came out, and you know, it wasn't what I experienced back in original TBC. Obviously, one part of it being our server that we're on is kind of died in a lot of ways. There's no real PvP, but I, you know, went up to Melron one day and I just said, dude, I really miss Classic WoW. Like, I did not think I was going to miss Classic WoW as much as I do, and really surprised me how much I miss Classic.
I think we all have the same feeling. Actually, the server dying is something that happened in EU as well. I feel like EU has one PvP server left, that's Firema. That's actually somewhat, how would I say it, somewhat
Healthy.
alive. Healthy, yeah, it's overly alive actually. It has like 4 layers, 15k population, something like that. And everything else is like either dying out or very imbalanced, which is a strange thing to see, because we had a very, very healthy server in the and suddenly everyone started moving. So it's definitely something wrong with the hype for TBC, and I can't tell you exactly what it is. But it's something. I can try and turn myself.
I think it was a mix of things. I think it was the fact that, you know, certain people maybe weren't on as like Asmongold for one as big of as it was for Classic as the hype. I think you know what happened to Blizzard. You know, the whole shit bang and caboodle that happened to them. I think it's a multitude of things, but I think a lot of it is just people. You know, they played a little bit of TBC and just WoW in general this last year has not been in a very good place in terms of you know, retail and Blizzard and everything. But I don't know. Do you guys think with Season of Master coming out, it's going to be because I just logged on to the beta and Stormwind was fucking packed, man. Like, just so many people there. Way more people than in Shatteroth on my server. That's for a fact. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Season of Master is going to be like a big refresh for WoW?
I'm not gonna lie, Def Camp, I'm really excited for it now, man. I was initially very like adverse to it, man. You know, like I don't know if you saw some of my other streams where people say I've been doing a 180. They're kind of right. I mean, I have been. Like, I'm not always right about things, but at the same time, Blizzard did like clarify stuff and change their minds about certain stuff too. So it's not as straightforward. You know, like they originally put out that blast saying that it was just gonna have the Burning Crusade values for leveling. It said it in italics with a little TM after, right? So that's like what everyone's initial thoughts were. But bro, I think it's gonna be amazing, bro. I honestly think a lot of the kind of like the tourists that like Classic WoW a little bit and played it, you know, just to check that box, have sort of moved on to greener pastures. And I think with SOM we're gonna see a strong community, man, around Classic WoW, and it's gonna be so much fun. And I you know, with TBC, TBC is a great game, right? As Melderon said before, that it might be the best iteration of the best MMO of all time, and there's a line of reasoning that suggests that, but for some reason the world just doesn't hit the same, bro. Like the comfy leveling vibes that you get aren't there for some reason.
For sure.
It's the sandbox. I think it's the whole sandbox, right? So it's like the I don't know, late at night Booty Bay, sitting there chilling, vibing. Some rogue tries to gank you. Like it's just like I don't know, man. Like TBC on paper, we were talking about this before stream. That like shamans feel so amazing in TBC. Enhancement is one of the most amazing rotations. Totem twisting, keeping up your sinking and staggering on your weapons. I love raiding. Like it's so, I'm so into it. And then as soon as the raid's over, I don't want to stay in the world anymore. Right? I want to log off. It's like everything is so well tuned. Like KT was such an amazing fight.
Kel'Thas.
The way it's so I'm talking about Kel'Thas. The way it's scripted, the way Lady Vosh, another amazingly scripted fight. But it's like I don't know, man. You're just missing. You just want to log off afterwards. And I love Arena too. That's another thing. Arena is amazing. But those things can't sustain a world, right? Raiding and Arena happens outside the world. They don't happen in the world, right? They happen in instances. Vanilla happens outside of instances for the most part. And that's why I think Vanilla is so amazing.
Another thing that I've said to you over and over, Melderon, is how much more I love healing in TBC. Healing in TBC, especially as a priest, is a world different than classic. But I decided because classic, well, let's be honest, and healing is kind of boring, especially if you heal TBC and other expansions. Like healing in TBC feels great, although I get very bored if I'm not raid healing or whatever. Healing in PvP is a lot of fun as well. It is, but I already decided when I go back to Classic, I'm not going to be healing. For Season of Master, I will, but like just playing on my own, I'm going to make a rogue, and I'm going to have fun doing that because I just want to experience something a little bit different. But like I said, on paper, everything is so much more fine tuned in TBC. Whether it is the healing, whether it is tanking or
focus
whatnot.
frame.
But
I got so used to playing with focus frame and just loving it so much.
And even
focus frame's so good. Oh my god,
just having Arena, right? Like being able to do Arena, but like we get our points every week. Like we tried to push for Glad last season. We got really, really, really close. We beat all the best teams. I will say this: we beat Sea-Doo, we beat Snuts, we beat all those guys in fives, which was really funny. They dubbed Melderon Boomer Windfury.
With an enhanced, that's funny.
Boomer Windfury. So, but like that was all fun and all. But like I just find myself really wanting to play Classic WoW again. I think it is just that world.
That's kind of how it was on the private server days too, though. There would be Classic, and then they would come up with the TBC, like the same private server institution, whatever, would come out with the TBC realm, and it would be hyped for a little bit, but then it would die, and then a Classic server would come back up again, and it would like kumbaya circle of life back to Classic. Like here's my thing.
That's so true,
right?
I don't know why I thought it'd be different this time. But
exactly, bro. And I think in Blizzard's mind, they were thinking like, yo, TBC is going to be as hype as Classic. We're about to make $47 million, boys. Get ready, dude. Warm your pockets up. Then we're going Wrath. Then we're going Kata. Then we're going Panda. And, where they're laughing all the way to the bank. But it didn't end up being that, that hype. But I still do love TBC, But here's my thing on it. Like, TBC for me is a vacation. Like, I like it and I can enjoy it. It's like a fling. It's like a spring fling, dude. Like, I go out to Arena, pump, get a Glad title, like, go pick up some Fel cones, some Terra cones, do all that. But to me, WoW is always and will be just like leveling in the vanilla world. I don't know why, bro. Like my wires got crossed when I was a kid. Like I hit puberty during while I was fucking in the Barrens or something. I'm not sure. Like
it's the sandbox, dude. It's not just the sandbox. It's the environments too. Like I rewatched a lot of your streams. And since I've stopped making content, I've really took a step back from a lot of things, and it feels really good. And I'm in a really good place. I'm definitely going to play Season Mastery, but I won't be making any content on it. I'll be in Death Camp streams or someone else's streams. I'll be like in the background, right? But I guess what I've noticed watching your old streams, Cargos, is the way you've changed the lighting and everything also helps with this. But the dungeons are so unique. Every dungeon, every outdoor area, everything is so unique. Whereas in TBC, the dungeons are great, play wise. But I don't think they look that good, honestly. Like, I don't know. Like, nothing looks as like the skybox in Hellfire is amazing. Like there's beauty in TBC, but it's the uniqueness of vanilla. Like you go from Westfall, into Stranglethorn, or the zone transitions are
Yeah.
amazing. It's just, I don't know, man. It's
It's beautiful.
Something I
Yeah.
noticed is TBC feels a lot more like retail than I thought it would be. And I think the dungeons are part of that. I don't think they look ugly or something. I think they look quite nice, but they are just very streamlined. It's always basically the same kind of setup. You have some trash, boss, trash, boss, trash, boss, and that's it. And vanilla is like BRD as one of
Yeah.
the best dungeons ever made. Visually, a lot of different bosses. Sometimes there's a lot of trash. Sometimes there's like hardly any trash. It's always very different. And in the TBC dungeons, it's like the same kind of things in a certain dungeon environment. And then you have 3 of those versions of the dungeon, and it's always the same thing. But I have a little bit of different take on why TBC is kind of failing a little bit, I would say. Because what DevCamp said, I feel TBC is better when it comes to class design. I feel TBC has better rates as well. Like you said, well, we didn't do Kel'Thas a lot, just once, but Lady Vash we got down. I think that was quite nice. SSC and TK overall are very fun dungeons or raids. But that's it. So those 2 things are better in TBC. Everything else is better in vanilla, I feel.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Dunedain.
But I think TBC could have been so much better if it was hyped a bit more by Blizzard, if they didn't have the whole fiasco with you know what. And now by launching Classic this early into TBC, they killed the hype even more for TBC. So I feel like it could have been a lot better than it is right now. But in itself, it's still quite a nice game.
I see a question in the chat put that people have been putting into, and we all have to scratch our head on this. What if they did TBC fresh? You're right. It might have extended the longevity of it a bit if they actually just took a page out of what they're doing now a bit earlier and rolled out TBC fresh with no boosts and stuff. People were
I would
screaming
all
it
those
from the mountaintops. Sorry, go ahead.
all those aspects you were talking about that's great about Classic, you would have experienced that on TBC Fresh for a moment. Not the entire expansion, but you would have fallen in love with TBC in the same light. I don't know if it extends a lifetime, but
you're right. I somewhat had that when we transferred servers. I made it an alt, and I played it like it was fresh. And you go through the old world, you have no bags, no gold. That's how I played, at least, and it still feels good. Everything that's in Classic is in TBC, you know. But then, yeah, it kind of stops when you have 10k, 15k gold going to it. Buy everything you need. It's true. Yeah, fresh.
yeah,
would
not
have
to
been
mention
much
the
more
my
interesting.
just
piece on,
58 boost just on the servers at all times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that as well.
Making it feel even smaller.
Microtransactions also put were a huge black mark for a lot of people too. They lost a lot of people because of that. They lost a lot of people because of another thing. And Blizzard's been doing a good job in the very recent history, like talking like the last couple of weeks. I think Blizzard's been doing a lot of good things for the community, but the one major outlying issue is server health. They'd rather have people spend money and transfer to a more healthy quote unquote server than fix the servers by merging them. And that to me is extremely lazy. It's greedy, and I think it's lazy, and that's something that has to be fixed, or else I think TBC is going to keep
It is consistent with how they've always felt, though. Weirdly enough, they've always felt that merging servers or like shutting down servers is like a fate worse than death. Like for some reason, they've always been so against it to the point where they think like they're gonna get sued or something if they merge servers. It's been kind of weird how averse they've been.
I don't understand.
Right? It's been like that since the very beginning, though. You know,
the layering makes it a lot worse. You know, because of the layering, everyone can literally play on one server, and that's what's happening right now. So if you're not on the biggest one, you're basically on a dead server.
Yeah, Skyrim is to the point where there's like, you know, went from 300 rating guilds. I think we're down to like 20, right?
Yeah,
it's crazy. So it's. And it's a hard, from a GM perspective, right? It's a hard ask to be like, hey, guild, I know you got like 7 alts, and you need those 7 alts for some profession. You transfer all 7 to this server, like spend $150. It's a hard ask from a GM to ask your guild to do that, right? So we're trying to go as slow as we're trying to survive as long as we can until we literally have to either stop raiding or transfer off and then lose people and then have to re-recruit in a new server where no one knows who we are, right? It's like, it sucks, dude. And I think if you just plug, you put some servers together, you put the little dash next to your name, so you don't have to worry about like, oh, this person has the same name. Put Melderon dash Scarum, so Melderon dash Whitemane can still exist, right? There's an easy fix there, and I don't understand why it's getting to the point now where it's so bad. I don't see their argument anymore. Like I understand where like their argument cargoes originally, where it's like, oh, we want to keep, server communities intact, and it could be worse by merging them. But it's gotten to the point now where it's like terminal cancer. Like you have to do something, or you're just bleeding players now. Is what all
it's
you're doing.
It's a snowball effect
Yeah.
too, because the longer servers go in a like desiccated state like this, the less people want to play, the less people log in, the worse servers get, and it is that just that negative snowball effect where when a server is left in such a bad state like this, people want to stop playing, right? It's harder to get people. Like we had to stop raiding for 2 weeks or so, and we couldn't continue to do progression just because we couldn't fill our raid because a certain amount of people had to leave, and we could not pick up any more people because there's no one left on the server. And it was just like I said, this negative snowball effect. But
yeah, see, people in the chat are saying they're making money off the transfers. That's true short term, but long term they're losing money because what's happening is you as the player have to make the decision: do I spend that money now or do I just stop playing? And a lot of people would rather stop playing, right? So
True.
yeah,
I think you're right in the short term, but you're wrong in the long term, and I think that's what they don't understand for some
One
reason.
more thing
Yeah.
about this. I hope this is not a reason for them to not make servers and just make one giant one and layer it all. Because I still feel the giant server we are now on, it's not the same thing as the rather cozy one, but still healthy one we played on when it was vanilla fresh. Well, vanilla. So I really hope they will still make like relatively smaller servers and not just layer everything into just one giant big one. It feels different.
Yeah.
I just want to play on a fucking server where there's world PvP again, man. Like
Yeah.
That was possible
so-
if they did fresh, bro. If they did a fresh
Yeah.
PvP realms, it would have, because Skyrim was already fucked from the jump going into TBC.
Oh, I know.
There's no
Well,
salvaging that.
Skyrim at the very beginning though, it was like what 60-40.
Was
It's
it
even better than that, honestly.
Yeah,
really?
and
Oh,
then
I didn't
phase
realize
2
that.
happened. Phase 2
And
happened
phase
the way
one,
it did,
yeah.
right? Phase and
Because
then
when I left
that's
Skyrim, it was like a complete alliance dead zone, right? Like there was no alliance.
Yeah.
They came
Yeah,
back
he
at
left-
some point.
yeah.
They had like a
No,
resurgence.
no. What he's saying is phase one. Phase one, the
Before
population
BWL.
was pretty even.
Oh, phase 1
Yeah.
classic era.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
okay.
sorry. Yeah, I meant to say
Before
classic.
BWL came out in Skyrim, though, there was no alliance left. Like,
Right after phase
Yeah.
2, after the PvP, world PvP, it was gone. And one thing I want to say, even with the fact that there was like so much less alliance on our server, everyday life in classic was so much more random, and there's so much more other like random shit going on. That's one thing that I really love about classic. When you have such a big world, and even if it was fucking people being horrible and dispelling world buffs and shit like that, there was just so much more randomness. I go back and was watching streams from like Cargos and then myself and other people, Grays, back in classic, and the kind of just random funny shit that would happen is so amazing. The magic, those like magical moments, right, where it was like this funny ass fucking thing that would happen.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
feel like that happens so much less in TBC.
Oh,
'Cause
it's almost
everyone's
non-existent.
Everyone's geared to just going to raid, fucking
Yeah.
do an arena, and that's it, right? And
Yeah,
like I said,
yeah.
yeah,
I would argue it's non-existent, Death Camp. I wouldn't say it's less. I would say not. It's
on our
non-existent.
server,
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
with,
True.
with me getting
yeah.
ganked in Orgrimmar last night was like the most amazing thing that happened in fucking months, dude.
And that's one person with a multi-box. He's the only Alliance player left.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. He is the only one left.
Well,
Yeah.
here's yeah, okay. So a lot to process. Here's my kind of piece on Seasons of Mastery and kind of where we stand right now. And also to respond to your points about TBC and stuff, like this is how I just feel in general about like WoW, and why I'm so excited that Blizzard is finally embracing the idea of seasonal WoW. Because I do feel like it doesn't matter what iteration of the game you're playing, the server's going to launch, you're going to have this honeymoon amazing phase where Def Camp's talking about these magical moments, the balance is generally pretty decent, you have this great narrative, but eventually these servers destabilize and die, and another fresh comes along and people fill that server. It's just kind of like the circle of life, and like I've never seen a server last for an extended period of time and be healthy. I don't know if there's any precedent for that. Maybe there is. It could just be anecdotal, but we are now living in a world where Blizzard has embraced the idea of seasonal WoW. If people have asked me on stream in the past, what if you could change one thing about WoW, what would it be? And I swear on my life, you can go back and like watch some of these streams. I said seasonal WoW. I would love to have a seasonal WoW, right?
So previous servers did.
Yeah,
right.
And it's so anyway. This may not make perfect organized sense, but here's my spiel for SOM. So when you look at other streamers and gamers and stuff, they're playing esports games, competitive games, and it feels I feel a bit of envy towards them sometimes, because it feels like they're playing a game that's getting constant balance changes and updates, and it has a pulse, and people sort of respect the skill set of playing that game. And a lot of times on the classic WoW side of things, or on the World of Warcraft side of things, it feels like you're playing a dead game or a dying game. I don't personally feel that way, but that's kind of like, you can read the room a bit, and it feels like that, where it's like, this is a party, it's a means to an end. It'll eventually, you're playing this for nostalgia, you're playing this to re-experience something one last time, and then it's going to end. And that has been in the air a bit. Not to say that I've really prescribed to that, but with Seasons of Mastery and them making some changes to the game, they're putting a pulse back into classic WoW. And one thing that I'd like to believe is that now it's kind of like as respectable as any other game, any other competitive game. They're now like messing with the bosses a bit. And it is a dangerous, slippery slope. If they do too much, they could mess with the formula 100%. It is a dangerous, slippery slope to make changes to this beloved game. Yeah. But at the same time, it's exciting, because it kind of like puts our game back on the map, just like any other game, like, you know, Dota or Counter-Strike or whatever the Zoomers are playing these days. You know, it gives us a pulse. Where our machine in the hospital has the little beep again. You know, it's not flatlining. Like, and if you think about it, they're fixing mage boosting. There's no more dungeon cleave, so the incentives for fun and efficiency are now aligned, so that, sure, you can dungeon cleave, but it's not going to be as fast.
Though, Cargos? Like, do we know that's going to be effective? Like, that's my only concern.
Oh,
like,
maybe not. True.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Grays and I leveled recently on SOM, and the experience was juicy enough that you kind of just don't feel the need to go dungeon cleave. You kind of just feel like less inclined to do so, man, because the leveling is so much...
Yeah, dungeon cleave makes sense, but what about... My only concern is, like, I hope they're doing enough to... Because what's attractive to people who boost is not that it's fast, is that they can AFK, right? Like, they can literally watch Netflix or go do something else and level, right? I hope they do enough to limit that. That's my only concern, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. But also, there's no multi-boxing. Remember how much I was crying so hard about multi-boxing in the past? It got like, people were just like, "Yo, shut up, Cargos. You're just talking about multi-box." They actually fixed it, man. You can't multi-box. And this is basically Classic Plus, man. It may not be your exact version for whoever's listening. Everybody has an opinion, right? But it is a version of Classic Plus. Our game has life, and this game is as legit as any other game on the planet, bro. There's a pulse to it again. Like, I can't stress that enough, you know? So I'm excited to get back in there with you boys.
Something crazy happened as you guys were talking about TBC. It almost felt like the developers, almost like abandoned the project. Like, they felt like they weren't there. And that's what Classic kind of felt like the first time around. They had they subscribed to #NoChanges, have it, everything Cargos just explained. And for the first time, Cargos can attest to this, because we're doing Road to Rag, the new Seasons of Mastery server. We've been very invested in what's going on in Classic. Blizzard, it feels like they created a Classic team all of a sudden. It feels like they did a complete 180. They've been making change after change after change that just feels good. It feels right. It feels like they're invested again. Something crazy happened just a couple hours ago in our Molten Core run that we did. We killed Shazra. We were testing out the bosses. I don't know if you guys have heard about the new raid mechanics and stuff. It was really interesting. People are learning the new mechanics. It's a fresh coat of paint. We killed... Sulfuron, and then we did Golemag, and then all of a sudden I get a freaking GM ticket, like a GM was, and he's like, "Hey, I'm a GM. we did something, we tuned Sulfur on, and we'd like you guys to try it again. And I was just like my
Yeah.
brain exploded.
He was
Yeah.
in his little GM robe and everything, Milleron, like kind of like back in the day.
That's so cool, man.
Dude, and I was like,
Yeah. That's really that's great. I'm glad to hear stuff like that. That makes me happy.
And that's on top of all the changes that we felt like all the not encouragement, all the support that we've gotten from Blizzard recently. That was just like the icing on the cake today. And it's like, man, Blizzard actually has GMs in the game actively fixing tuning, working on the health of the game. Like it was, I am floored. I'm excited. And I know that we have Road to Rag, this One Life Rag event that we're doing. You know, we have something to be invested again. I know maybe Molten Core is not as appealing to a lot of people, but it feels like they're invested in Classic again. And it feels like they see what a lot of us see. Yeah. And they're doubling down and they're investing in it, man. Like it is a good day to be a Classic fan, in my opinion.
Really
Fresh is around the corner.
It is.
Molten Core with new mechanics, and like, so when you put all these things into effect, right, of basically there being no world buffs, right, new mechanics, you know, a faster pace, I think it can make Classic challenging, you know. And we're gonna have to wait and see. And you know, I don't think it's gonna be as challenging as, you know, other raids, but like, it's going to be fun. That's the main thing, right? It might not be the most challenging raid, or it might not be but 40 people, you know, doing a raid by itself is fucking chaos, right? And like, it's those little things that I think make Classic WoW so much fun. Is not the fact that it's finely tuned, or that it's, you know, it's a 20-man or 25-man raid where, you know, everyone has to do this. It's the fucking chaos. It's the random things that happen. It's not knowing what's going to, you know, not having world buffs, like, I think is going to, like, you know, so many guilds, I don't care what you say, were complaining about things being too easy, this, that, and the other, but they were going in there with all these world buffs and just fucking demolishing shit.
Of course it's easy.
Yeah, imagine going into Nax with potentially having more mechanics, no world buffs. You know, Nax can be very difficult without world buffs. I mean, you know,
Says
anyone who's
teeth.
done it.
Bro, we were just in there, Def
Camp.
Camp. We were just in Molten Core a second ago, trying to figure it out again, dude. People were like, "Wait, how does it work?"
Fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, So here's the thing too, like, yeah, an individual boss fight might not be the hardest thing ever in Classic WoW, but now that it's seasonal, I really think the implications of that, the idea that this is now seasonal, and now everybody's on the same page that this is a seasonal thing that will repeat and have a different twist each time. It takes this World of Warcraft and turns it from a world into like almost a skill set, which honestly I could see a downside in some people's mind, because it feels less like a permanent world and more like a giant game of Dota or something, like, as I've always referred to, right?
Yeah, so like a huge,
it turns all of our advanced knowledge of the game and all this time we've put into this game, learning about this game and having so much fun in this world, and turns it into more of like a repetitive skill set. You know, it's something you can take pride in your play in and stuff. And I really enjoy that, dude. And the idea that, you know, we'll be able to go again and just level a bit differently, play a different class, go through the life cycle, and it's not necessarily how hard each fight is. It's just, you know, the totality of how you do across everything in the server life cycle over the course of a year. You know,
there's a lot to unpack, because I don't know if we actually want to go over all the changes, but like, you know, Cargos and I had a conversation a couple days ago on comms or whatever, like a call on Discord, and there's a lot we kind of got off our chest. And you know, the thing about Season of Mastery, like, I don't have skin in the game anymore, guys, so I don't really care about like what I mean, I'm not going to say anything to get you banned, Cargos, or anything like that, but it's like, you know, we've had some connection with you know, with Blizzard in some way or another, and I put forth a lot of suggestions on how to do, you know, a fresh, and one of the main concerns I have is that every part of the community is happy, right? And as much as I hate world buffs, I think I hate, you know, I don't like them. It cannot be denied the subculture of vanilla that loves world buffs, and they love them for a very good reason. It's for the same reason you guys love hardcore, right? It's there's a link between world buffs and hardcore, and that link is risk, right? Without risk, there is no reward. And the reason people watch hardcore streams and I'm not minimizing hardcore, but the reason people watch them is because it gets their blood pumping. They want to see you die, right? It's like that's what makes it so engaging. That's for the same reason people watch speedruns. Same reason people, and my only concern about Season of Mastery is it completely shelves those people. It completely shelves the speedrunners. It completely shelves people who kind of like that high-end rating environment. So I really, really hope, and you and I were talking about this, Cargos, and maybe this classic era beta that was put up along with Season of Mastery, I really hope they re-roll a fresh.
They do an era fresh, yeah,
actual vanilla
100%.
because
that's the truest and purest form of the game. It always will be, and it needs to be immortalized and given its respect, right? Like they're putting all these changes on it, which is fun and exciting. So I agree with you 100%. The thing that I will say though, Melderon, having actually been in the raid, because it's one thing to like think about it, and another thing to like kind of be in there yourself. Like I was going into this raid today, Gray, thinking like, oh my god, dude, Road to Rag might be fucked, man. Like this is they may have just like made it way too hard. Like now I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think we can do it on hardcore, and like the meta is drastically different, Melderon. Like like the Fury Warriors aren't pumping as much anymore, man. Like they're still doing pretty damn good, but there's tons of mages and warlocks, bro. I was like top DP, I was like top 3 like every fight as a warlock. Able to use my dots, man.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's a different meta, bro. Like, and it's kind of cool. The speedrunners will find a way. The speed clearing guilds. I think they can sink their teeth into the new meta and try to figure it out, and they could have a lot of fun with it if they did give it a shot. Because I think you can still achieve that feeling of blasting. I talked to Dali about this one time, and I love his analogy of comparing Vanilla WoW Fury Warriors to a sports car. And people are like, Dali, why do you have 3 Fury Warriors? And he's like, it's like having like a Lamborghini. You don't only have 1, you have 2. You have 3. Why stop at 2? Like he actually views it as like a sexy, sleek, high performance vehicle, and he just loves blasting with like Songflower and like sand buff.
Dude,
and stuff.
I mean, I agree with him. Yeah, they are, dude.
I still think you can, though, dude. It's just like a different meta. So you're going to have to figure it out. And, blasting is all relative, So, like, I don't know. I felt like I was blasting today, and this felt really good. I don't know.
What if they did different seasons? So, like, say this season was a no world buff season, then the next season would be one that, totally embodies and embraces world buffs, right? So, like, it would be season of fucking, I don't know, world buffs or some shit, right? Where it's just like season of world buffs, right? Where the next season that comes out, you have one that's just fucking all about get world buffs and fucking pumping melee and shit like that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I just think all they have to do is honestly re-roll an actual classic area once in a while. I think that's all you really need to do.
And that's what made private servers so amazing, right? Is like that new even though we played on a server. And Melder and I have played on like 2 or 3 classic servers. Every time that new private server come out, everyone would get so hyped. And it definitely had that. If Blizzard were to just keep doing that, I think that would be pretty cool.
I do have another concern though, in Grays and Cargos. Did you notice that the encounters were like significantly longer than they were? Well, obviously. Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me compare a non-world buff classic era time versus this. So let's forget world buffs for this argument. I just want to talk about how much longer would you say they were?
Most of them felt like double. I think that's fair to say. Okay. Double the amount of time.
The trash felt about the same though. The trash felt, which they always say trash is the hardest boss. It felt like it took the same amount of time to clear trash back with regular.
So that brings up survivability, right? It was
but that's so the concern I have is not about survivability. It's about and a lot of you in the chat will say like, well, screw them, they're hybrids, they shouldn't be rating in hybrid specs anyway. I mean, hey, it was fun seeing Ellie Shaman pump in AQ, right? And Nax. Is that like gone? Are we never going to see that again because of this?
Dude, I was standing on the Domo fight, and in the bottom left of my screen, I was like, what the hell is this Oomkin doing? He was just standing there still next to me. I was like, what the hell is he doing? And he like shuffled his feet to the left, to the right. He did nothing. He's just standing there. I was like, what the hell is this Boomkin doing in the group? And we just had a
valid concern, though. If you want to play like Red Paladin or Enhancement Shaman, with the world buffs, you get like, I don't know if it's the same for Enhancement, but Red Paladin took benefit from all kind of world buffs, right? So if they had like spellcaster world buffs and melee world buffs, that helped them quite a lot. And now without them, they will be super shit.
That's why I like
they will be awful. And then
I
on
mean-
top of that, like Boomkins elementals, they will just run if the fight is double as long. So maybe they might have to fix that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't say they have to buff Boomkins or whatever, but they can make their mana costs like half. I don't know, so they can at least cast spells.
I'm thinking about the sweaty competitive side of things. They're not very excited about Season Mastery. Don't really want to play it again, especially without the world buffs not being there. What about PvP? What about Parla just made a comment, need more love for PvPers, rated BGs, plus remove summoning stones. Is there also a competitive PvP side that isn't satisfied in Classic? World PvP is satisfied, and that's not really existent in any other iteration of World of Warcraft.
I'm going to say something kind of...
going for it.
I mean, was PvP ever competitive in Classic?
I feel you, Melderon. I love Vanilla WoW with all my heart, but for some reason, after playing TBC, like PvP in Vanilla is kind of papega to me, bro. Like I can't even. It's for fun, bro.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on people who love Vanilla PvP. I love Vanilla PvP. I just don't think it was ever competitive, and I'm just saying that because there's no arena, right? Like, let's be honest. Like, okay, the top echelon of the top achievement in Classic is rank 14. You can honestly do it by just standing in the BG, right?
Yeah,
like,
and how many rank 14s did we see go into TBC and get hard stuck at like 1600, bro, or like 1800?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm not saying that, like, but I just don't know how you'd make it competitive. You can add arena, but then like it's even way more broken in vanilla than it. Like, dude,
you
like
can't, no,
arena is bad, but they should add like rated battlegrounds if they want something competitive. I think that's work.
Yeah, I love Classic PvP the way it is. Like, it's so wonky and fucking out there, and like, if I want to, like, me and Melderon, like, playing as like we used to play as like a rogue mage. It's so unfair, but it's so much more fun that way.
Well, here's
I think having it the way it is it's needed, right? Like, I don't know. It's just
I agree, but adding rated battlegrounds doesn't change that, does it?
No, you could add rated battlegrounds, but I think arena or anything else where you're trying to make it like a fair balance between classes is never going to work in Classic.
No, I feel that. I mean,
they shouldn't try that.
So Bean said something. You guys know Bean? He's like a rank 1 Infernal Gladiator hunter. Nice dude. He's also Classic Andy as well. And Parla's making this point as well. I got to show him the respect they deserve. Like, Bean said he likes Classic PvP because in an RBG setting, the better team will always win. Always. That was his point. But I guess my response to that is that is such a fucking niche, man. Like, the people who are running high-end RBGs are such a tiny, small sliver IMO, and it's so, like, it's like its own little tiny bubble that's, like, so insular and stuff that I almost don't even count it. And I know that's probably not a good, like, thing, but for most people, they're just queuing up BGs and getting clapped by pre-mades, and it's not really all that fun. And World PvP is, like, kind of fun, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think World PvP is very fun. I think that's the competitive vanilla PvP experience, honestly, is like taking over an area, right? Like that to me is fun. Like, but like the fact that we did we did every week, we did 15-man Elemental Shaman Arathis.
Fun, dude.
It was one of the most fun things I did.
Yeah.
Was it competitive? No, not really, because all we did was EM everyone down, right? So it's like everyone comes in, Elemental Mastery, boom, everyone's dead, right? So it's like, is that competitive? I would say no. Is it fun? Absolutely.
That's what I love
fun,
about it,
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Like, RBGs are an interesting idea, but I have to go with Cargo's. Like, I don't know if it's gonna have life, right? I don't know if it would actually work. Yeah. Also, like, what do you reward these people? Like, what were the rewards for it? Like,
I just look back on things, right? Going into Classic, I remember I did tons of podcasts about Classic PvP, and I told the chat and everybody, like, I'm gonna basically be a PvPer. I'm playing an SL Orc Warlock, and that was my plan, and I wanted to do pre-mades, and that was my like guess of what I was gonna be doing, mainly in Classic. And for some reason, it didn't end up living up to the hype. And, like, they tried to make it work with that Summer Bowl and stuff. Remember? They tried to do some casted stuff. Mm-hmm. There was CDL. I'm not exactly sure why, but it just didn't end up really becoming a hit, Classic PvP. Like, with that.
We all thought it would be, though, right? I think that was the thing. We all thought it would be, because we all thought all of the retail people would come and
Our
be
heads
like,
were in
"Oh,
the clouds at that point too. That's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
I mean, dueling is also competitive, right? That's another competitive aspect of PvP. I would consider dueling, right? There's just no
Yeah.
reward, so people don't do it. You know?
But yeah, also it's like, you know, you have to, you know, the people with engineering or, you know, it's you have to take it seriously. Like
Yeah.
if you're not taking it seriously, you're not going to probably win.
Well, if you're
Like,
PvPing without engineering, then you're not competitive, right?
Mhm.
Let's
Yeah,
be honest.
right.
Yeah.
But even then, some classes are always going to beat other like certain
Sorry.
classes, you know.
That's how it should be. That's why it's
Yeah,
fun.
and that's
But-
honestly that's how it is in TBC
Yeah,
too. It's
I want
not
to say I'm not necessarily in favor of RPGs. Just the only way I can see them implementing anything competitive into vanilla that's not entirely broken on the balance front. But I'm not sure they should add it, and I'm not sure I would play it. I just think that's an option. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The chat brings up another good point. Like you know, PvP and TBC is pretty imbalanced. Classic is way more imbalanced, right? That's another reason why I think people don't really take it seriously. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
You can make up for it with consumers. We've already had that discussion so many times.
Sure.
There's so much you can do, different trinkets, you know, a little weird.
I guess
things
on
you can
average,
put
I
on your
meant,
character,
but yeah,
but yeah, there's some stuff that like feels glaringly weird. Like you just can't trinket stuns as a warlock. It just is so strange. Like it feels absolutely bizarre after playing TBC, going back to it. But,
right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think I would like, I mean, just so it's like not like we're just complaining too. What do you guys think about Arena and Classic? I'm trying to think, because I would personally love it right now thinking about it, but I'm trying to think of who wouldn't love it and who would like get negatively impacted by it by adding Arena if they're going to go changes with stuff. I don't know if I can think of people who are going to be negatively impacted by that.
It would probably just have to be for fun though, right? I mean, like what otherwise what could you put as rewards for that?
Yeah, it could just be for fun. Titles, just titles.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah, that would be fine, yeah.
The gear is trivial on the Arena side anyway. I mean, you could get, like, Mir could get Infernal Gladiator with greens on, probably, you know. Like, yeah, there is.
Healers would get, like, the best healer would obviously be Holy Paladin, and, like, just because Priest would get demolished, and without resilience, like, healers would be fucking so...
Any team with a rogue would win. You know what I mean? It's like Rogue Mage. My God, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't necessarily have to be, you know, the best thing ever, the most exciting and hype esports opportunity ever, but it'd be a type of thing that they could just include it, and it would be a thing that you can do in the vanilla world, and people probably wouldn't take it as serious as, you know, Shadowlands and TBC Arena and stuff there, but it would be another way to enjoy the world, and yeah, I think it would be cool, you know, just being able to, even if it was just skirmish functionality. Imagine you could just queue up skirmishes against each other.
I think it would have to be a little bit different than like TBC Arena rule. It would have to be a little bit more just kind of open-ended and like more of like just going into Gorobashi Arena and like having fun like that, you know? Kind of something along that lines, and less of like a TBC Arena.
I see Misty in chat saying dual arena. I think that's
dual arena. That would be
but dueling
cool,
outside cities is quite nice as well, which is So,
I think the whole aspect of dueling is like everyone's standing there outside of Org or an Ironforge, right? Like that's.
Yeah, you know how to gauge a good server? If there's no one outside Orgrimmar fucking dueling, then that server's shit. if you go outside in Major City and there's no one dueling, get off that fucking server.
Get off the server.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, so many people here showing up for our first episode back, too. Like, over 500 on Twitch. We got 400 on YouTube. It's so nice.
Hey,
thank you guys so much for being here. And
yeah.
We're stoked to do it bi-weekly, I think you said. So.
I'm wondering, do you guys feel with the changes that Alliance is now gonna have a way better time in PvE than Horde is?
Because no world buffs?
Because no world buffs and because you have Salvation on Paladins?
And Kings.
I mean, didn't they already have a way better time than Horde?
I don't know.
I mean,
Horde
it was
had
pretty...
better ratios, better kill times, right?
I mean, there was only like one top 10 Horde guild, right? Onslaught was basically it.
I'll tell you what, Mother and I are rolling Alliance this time around.
Well, I tell you what,
no
we are rolling
way.
Horde this
Yeah,
time
we are.
around.
Are you
No,
serious?
you're not.
No way!
Oh, and
my
Dunedain, that
God.
doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to be
Dude,
a paladin.
You're going Horde this time,
I'm
dude?
playing a human rogue, dude.
I will play a Troll Mage.
No
Good for you, dude.
Wow.
That's
Yes,
good.
I will.
No, we gotta experience. You gotta experience.
What the
both
hell
sides
are
of
you
the
guys gonna play? Melderon's
New
not a
fresh
shaman?
newbie?
He's,
No,
he's gonna
I'm
be
not
a
rolling
human
shaman.
warrior.
Warrior, yeah.
I'm gonna be a human rogue. I'm not healing, dude. This is the first time in how long I haven't healed. I can't wait.
I'm not healing in TBC, and I must say it's something different, man. I'm playing red in TBC, you know?
Oh,
And now
wow.
I really want to play like a top tier DPS class, so mage
Yeah,
it's gonna
same,
be.
dude. I can't wait to play. I played Rogue, like, you know, on one private server and back in the day, and I miss it. I love Rogue in fucking Classic. It's so much fun. So,
Dude, and you're playing mage at the wrong time, man. They just they just
No,
nerfed him.
I guess so, but I think in raids and in
Yeah, they're
dungeons it will
blasting in
always
the
be-
raids, dude.
be
The
very
mages are doing
good.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
hmm
Yo, I
What
gotta
do you
say
mean?
though,
What do you mean they nerf mages? Oh, because no world buffs?
No, they can't AoE
No,
farm
dungeons.
Just
dungeons.
AoE
They
stuff.
can't farm
Dungeon
gold.
farming.
I thought you meant like in raid or something. I thought you
No,
meant like
no,
one of
no.
their abilities. Okay. Okay.
to be fair, they were
Never
going
mind.
to they were going from the most broken class by a country mile to like just being like more in
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
But I think Gray said this
True.
on stream before. He always joke around about it, saying like, "Oh, now they're just giving us a reason to play in this vanilla world again." Like every time I watch GMA, I just run this like ambience in the background of all the zones. These zones have zero diminishing return. On God,
Yeah.
man, they are so good,
Yep.
dude. Like Barrens, Arathi Highlands.
They almost get better. Like I learn new
Menethil.
things about the zone. Every time I'm in them, I learn
Yeah.
about like the NPCs and their, I don't know, their relation to the world and stuff. I know that sounds cringe and weird, but like
no,
Oh, it
it's
doesn't-
I
doesn't-
Can we just-
continue to
hold on,
learn.
Can we just take a step back and realize that the Blizzard developers made the strongest drug known to man?
They really
They
did.
pretty much did, right? Like everyone comes back.
Why
to
is it so
this
fun
game.
though? I don't really even get it, dude. Like it's like a
I
fine
quit every other
wine.
dr-
It gets
I get
better.
every other
Like-
drugs except for WoW.
Can't quit all the other drugs except for well.
Bro,
Some
why,
guy
why,
did
does,
it.
why does rainy STV just hit, man? It's just
yeah.
it's
Let me tell you something. Have you guys been online for the Halloween shit recently? So you go
Yeah.
right now, you go Halloween and you get like 3 gold 50 plus really good food to use while raiding. So I get like the healing food, and you get one every inn you go to. So you go to Azeroth. So I go to Azeroth, and like, dude, I have been doing on all my characters, and like just flying over. I was flying over Freewind Post to go to fucking Feralis, man, and I just got the fucking chills, dude.
yeah.
Of like, how
Yeah.
fucking beautiful is this, and like how many memories I was having flying to fucking to Feralis to go run DMEs, to do DMEs jump runs. and
If
shit,
I
like,
told you, Def Camp, that I'm still
Man.
learning something new about the game every week that I play the
Yeah.
classic WoW, would you
I
believe me?
believe it.
Because I could
I
tell you
believe
what I
it.
learned this week. I could tell you, and you wouldn't know.
Me
It
too.
would actually be
Yeah.
like substantial.
Yeah, tell me.
I learned that if
learned
you
that-
log out in okay, so you know the Torrent starting
Oh.
zone. You know the Torrent starting zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, chat, put one in the chat if you can visualize the Camp Narache starting zone, right? So there's that little cave at the back. So you kill all the quill boars, and you
Yeah.
go up and you kill the chieftain, right? The chieftain of the tribe. And then you go to the cave, and you kill this guy, and then you pick up a map on the ground, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
visualize it, right? You're horde Andes. What if I told you there's a mushroom? It's a magical mushroom. If you jump on the mushroom and log out, it teleports you to Camp T.
Get the hell out of here.
I promise
What?
you, bro. And you get the flight path right there. That's what I learned.
Get
you know
the
another.
fuck outta
You know another
here.
thing I learned, bro. There's a weapon crate and a pirate ship off the coast of Ratchet. There's a sunken pirate ship that you have to swim to, and you go down there. And I saw it on Wowhead that there was a spawn there, and I went down there and I checked. And you go into one of the compartments on a sunken ship, and there's a tier 2 weapon crate with like a 20 to 30 silver weapon crate. They were smoking
by the
peyote or
waterfall?
something back then. They made the best game. No, not the waterfall. It wasn't there. The one at the waterfall wasn't there, so I was trying to get it to spawn at the waterfall because I wanted to do a speed run where I get the one at the waterfall and then
Right.
go back. So I was like, I need to get the weapon crate so that it respawns. So I started hunting all the weapon crates, and I looked it up on Wowhead and I saw all the spawns, and I was like, no way. There's a spawn out at this pirate ship. I went down. Yes, there is a spawn at this pirate ship.
Wow.
This is what I'm telling you, man. I'm still learning about the game.
So you're telling me I have to check this second mushroom. Then.
Yeah,
Like this is
yes.
real.
It's the craziest, most busted thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For like even like 1 to 10, 1 to 12 druid, it's like a new discovery every day in WoW. I swear, it blew my mind whenever I saw it.
Yeah, so
know-
druids go there. It's you know how you usually hearth back to Narache anyway? Meldoran, like right when you do that quest because
Yeah.
they're so deep in the
Yeah.
cave. What you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
is you just log out on the magic mushroom, teleports you to Camp
Yeah.
T, you pick up the flight path, and then you hearth back then. And then so when you do your Bear
Yeah.
quest,
Or you can
just-
fly to Thunder Bluff if you want to.
yeah, exactly. You could fly to
Yeah.
Thunderbluff, or you could just or you could just run to Crossroads. The real big brain strat is you go to that cave, you log out at the magic mushroom, teleports you to Camp T, then you run to Crossroads, get the weapon crate there and it gives you like a 7 silver, and then you buy the walking stick weapon, and
What?
you hearth back.
So,
Yeah, the reason why I said fly to Thunder Bluff is because you haven't been there yet. Maybe you can pick up your professions then or something, and then hearth. I don't know, just a
I-
thought.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how invested you guys are in like speed running or like the 1 to 10 route, 1 to 20 route. I recognize it because I'm around Tactics Tommy all the time. They're making this Rested XP guide. They kind of have it figured out, and they're always making new adjustments. The world's so big, you can always refine the leveling route a little bit. But I'll tell you what, this 40% XP boost, I don't know if the speedrunners like it, enjoy it. I did like a 1 to 10 route the other day, and I skipped a couple quests in the starting zone. I didn't like it so much at first, but there's a whole new speed leveling meta. There's a new leveling route. Me and Cargos we found out that dual leveling is actually the shit. It's
so
this.
sick.
It's so good.
It's
You
so
complete
good.
quests at twice the rate, and then again, I don't know how I feel about this change, but they're increasing the quest XP by 200% in dungeons.
Oh,
The
really?
quest
Wow.
turn-ins,
Guys,
yeah.
the meta,
dungeon.
the
And
meta
elite
is to do
quest.
quest meld run. How do you feel
It's-
about that?
it-
The meta,
and
the
so-
most efficient thing to do is to go level with your brother and
I
go
love it.
and go duo.
Well, I'm happy about that.
And so it
Well,
incentivizes
yeah,
you
as
to
long
do
as I
one
don't kill
dungeon.
him, that's fine.
Yeah, it incentivizes you to do one dungeon, and it's like, why would I do the dungeon again? Because I'm not getting my 200% XP quest. I just
Right,
gained an entire
right.
level. Why don't I do the next questing hub? Like, it's change after change. For some reason, man, I'm falling in love with it. Like, it
Grace, just
feels
stay
like
away
you did
from
your
us
homework.
when we do it this time, all right? Just don't run into us with your little fucking barons and kills.
Oh yeah.
Yo, did anybody
Oh
play
my
Halo
God.
2 back in the day? I'm sure a lot of us
Of
did.
course.
Halo
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Halo 2 they had these things called magic jumps. Oh, what was it called? It was called hyper jumps or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would like run into like a weird corner and then jump, and it would like bounce you super far up, and you could get out of the map. Like Grays loves scaling maps and like doing stuff like that, right? So these logout skips, I know people could see them as a bug or something, but I love them, dude. It's adding this like finesse to the world. You go to a weird mushroom, or you go to this thing, you log out, and it teleports you somewhere different. You feel. I don't know. I love it personally.
You
It's
think that was like someone put that in the game, or was that somehow like a fucking like a bug? or
Glitch.
I
Yeah.
don't know, bro.
Yeah.
You know, in Ironforge, you can go to the King's Throne. Tommy Salami has been like the pioneer of finding all these logout spots. On the throne in Ironforge, you go there, you insta log out, and it teleports you outside by the graveyard in front of Ironforge. Or you go to the Great Anvil in Ironforge, right in the middle. You know, right by all the lava, and you log out there, and it teleports you to Deep Run Tram.
What?
Yeah,
It
man.
does?
Like super
Wait,
useful. stuff.
which logout
Wait,
skits?
is this stuff you found out in the Season of Mastery beta?
No, it's been in
Or is
Classic
it-
Era too. It's just like
Oh, it's been- okay.
when you're like, because you're on a weird object, the game doesn't register that you're in the world or something, and it just
so it might
sends
be
you
a
to the-
glitch. You
Yeah.
need to make a
Let's go
video on
potty real
this.
quick. I'll be right back. Yeah,
wait.
do it.
I'm waiting for the logout skip that sends you to
Sure.
Old Ironforge, or the logout skip that sends me to the Zulian Mount Tiger Vendor, like, yeah, or the logout skip that sends me to Hydro. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know why, but the Discovery still has legs in Classic, man. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that's leading towards Classic Plus or I can say Blizzard has truly embraced the Classic Plus. Like with the Molten Core raid that we did today, I don't know if you were going to go over that and some of the changes or where we were going to lead this discussion, but I think we can all agree Classic Plus is in full swing. Dude, there's mechanics that never existed in Molten Core now.
You know, people were saying it in the raid today. Rockman from Wowhead was saying he was like, imagine they did this for the first Classic.
I know, and I think they would have won.
I don't know though, because we were so no changes back then, right? Like the
Right.
community might have actually had.
I think it was extremely important to have Vanilla come out the way it was supposed to come out first.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
Classic
I
was
think that
a
was
success,
very
right?
important.
The Classic.
Yeah. Oh,
the
100% it was
first
a
Classic.
success.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big success.
I mean, people got pissed off on certain things. They didn't like world buffs. They didn't like getting ganked. But then people loved and hated world buffs, right? It wasn't just. I don't think anyone super hated them to the point where it's like. I think people love. It was a love-hate relationship for most people, right? It was like, I hate these things, but I get to clear the raids faster. I don't have to be here all night. I get gear faster, so it's like my parses are super huge. I'm doing like 6 million damage, But I think it was super important.
With it.
Yeah, Warriors were unbelievable,
Yeah.
but I think
So
it was important for the game to come out the way it was supposed to come out. I really think that was
so.
important. Yeah.
When it comes to the changes, how do you guys feel? You played the beta, so how do you feel about the increased experience rate? Is that something?
So
Good or bad?
I was very. I'll let those guys go last because I know they have a lot more to talk about. I was very against it until I really hope they bring out. I really hope they do a fresh Classic Era, so that there is a version of the game that you can play the old leveling adventure.
Yeah, they should.
If they were big brain, they would release Classic Era in like 3-4 months after Classic Season of Mastery, because I don't know. No matter if it's season of mastery, old classic era, the third classic plus plus plus, no matter what, that first couple months is something that everybody. It's why we're here today. You know, on this podcast, why we're all joined together. People will always play classic fresh. So I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't release it in 3 to 4 months. That would be not a bad idea too. But
Yeah, they should. An era fresh would be really, really good, man, for the people that.
So, but
enjoyed the original
you're
meta.
not too against the increased XP then for this season of Mastery?
I mean, I
Because
feel
it's
like
shorter,
I
or-
feel like a hypocrite, Dunedain, because I was so against it to start. But in my defense, I didn't have complete information, and like I said before, Blizzard did change certain things. Like when they first announced it, they said that literally it was going to have Burning Crusade values. Like, but okay, once you try it, it feels very good, man. Like you feel.
I mean, is
Like
this,
you
is this,
wanna
world,
level
is this like
more.
world buff talk, or is this
No,
like
this is like, dude, you're just flying a little bit more. That the carrot on a stick is like dangling,
sounds like World
and
Cup
you're salivating. Like the carrot is right there, and you just keep trying to inch a little. It's because sometimes in classic it feels like the carrot's a mile off. Like the
Yeah.
carrot.
yeah, no, it is,
The
but I
carrot-
think it's
yeah.
necessary if they're going to shorten the cadence, right? I think that's why they did it,
sure.
and to combat mage boosting. Another reason. why
And,
they
and
did
in
it, right?
hardcore, if you die
Yeah.
at level 60, and it's going to be horribly tragic and stuff, like you do feel more motivated to get back in the saddle and level up another character. And I still really, really love and believe in the hardcore game mode, guys. Like, I think hardcore has highlighted some of the sickest items in this game. For example, Gray's love for small red pouches. Would we have that without hardcore? I don't think so, bro.
Sure.
Would we love?
Yeah, they're non-existent.
Um,
It's not relevant.
Would we love the cracked sledge Gray item? No. Would we love?
The white weapon progression from vendors while
Yeah.
leveling.
Or the vendor progression, potion progression,
Potion
Well,
progression.
target
Another thing-
dummies.
Like looking at the road to Ragnaros too, like you guys know how it is when you run hardcore, how many little people actually hit to like level 60. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna make it actually possible for maybe a whole raid to actually hit level 60 now. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
How many times, bro? Even Cargos, how many characters do you have stalled out at level 40 in hardcore?
Yo, so many, bro. That's the death zone. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just kind of bogs down, man. It slows down, but in the 40%
Yeah.
XP, dude, me and Cargos duoed 1 to 45, 2 days, like 10 hours, and it normally
That's
took us
not
like 4
bad.
days, and that was with a leveling guide made by the fastest speedrunners.
Yeah.
That was in duo leveling, completing quests. You know, getting 40% more XP in a duo environment, and it was still a grind.
You know what
dude,
we
but
said at
was
the end
just-
of it, Meleron, when we hit 45? Yo,
Mm.
we should run this again. That's how we were thinking,
Yeah.
bro. It doesn't feel that bad.
Yeah.
It feels, yeah, like those times where you normally get bored. And I love Vanilla WoW.
Yeah.
I'll play it with 1x all day, every day. It's all good. Like I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not hating on the original values. I'll go back and suffer through the 40s like everybody else, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
But a small part of me, I'm not gonna lie, feels like this feels better. The pacing of the leveling.
I think it's a good thing for Road to Ragnaros, man. I think you're going to actually
Yeah.
see more people hit 60, like
Sure.
for real.
Well, even like, dude, I played Classic. I had 1 Druid to 60. I tried to level other characters, and even the mage boosting, even the dungeon boosting was kind of a grind. Solo leveling in the world again. I know Melderon leveled a couple in the world, you know, because you love
Yeah.
leveling. But I would argue leveling's my favorite aspect of the game, and I only did it once because it was kind of painful. And it just, I don't know, the 40% XP, it feels like it's
Yeah.
not too much. It feels
Listen,
good.
I think that, you know, this is going to sound, I don't know. I've done it, right? So I've leveled throughout the years. I've probably leveled 15 characters to 60 on private
At
servers,
least. I'd
on
say at
classic.
least. Yeah,
Like for me, for someone like me, it's like whatever, right? I just
whatever.
don't want to lose that kind of like rite of passage thing. And I think for most people, they've already done the rite of passage, you know. And it's like I said, I'm going to beat this until it's into the ground. As long as there's a version of vanilla available to play that isn't stagnant, I'm happy, right? That's
Sure.
my only concern.
Same.
Like
brother.
pure vanilla, yeah.
Same. And we back then. I mean, a few weeks ago, we didn't know if Blizzard was going to continue to support Era, right? We didn't know if they were just going to wrap it up. We didn't know how they were
True.
going to handle this, right? And I know it seems like the stupidest thing to a lot of you guys, but for me, just them showing that little icon at the top right, and you hover over it, and it says seasonal event active. Season of Mastery, 40% increased dungeon, and the fact that they like explicitly put it there instead of just baking it into the code, like
Sure.
almost like it's like just hidden there and that's the new value. It feels like you're just doing this extended event, you know, and it's not like they're changing the game forever, like the original base game we all love, right? Like it's just like a seasonal server that they're doing. So I
Yeah, I
really
can see
appreciated
that.
that. Yeah.
I can see that. It's one of those things I feel strange about. I need to see it with my own eyes before I can see if it's good or
Sure.
bad. But it's one of those things I feel it's a little iffy if you
Ta-
wanna touch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Tommy, speedrunner, he said 1 to 20 felt a little fast. It feels bad leaving the starting zone and only doing 70, 80% of the quests.
Do
You know,
you
whenever
though?
you previously had to do 100. Well, you're like level 14 doing all the quests by the end of it, when you normally would be like 11 and a half, 12. And those 2 levels, falling in love with the game, you know, your character, 1 to 20, 1 to 30 is really important. And
It's true.
that's the only part that felt kind of off. But other than that, dude, it feels great.
I loved it, bro.
I
I
did.
love the 1 to 30. I love the sub
Yeah.
sub 1 hour level 10 that I've been doing. You know, here's the thing though. You know what? Stay safe. He
Yeah.
made a really good point. He said that, and this is actually to the discredit of this buff for XP. He said it's going to take people still a super long time to level to 60. Guess why?
What?
Because they don't know that.
Because they don't know the quests. Because there's a lot of noobs still. So if you're a fucking Giga
Oh.
5 head and you know all the quests, you're going to be flying, right? But if you're kind of noob, you're going to be stuck in the shadow zone. Which, you know, it's kind of cool. Like, your understanding of the game and all that, you know, time we put in and stuff, it, like, helps you and you can fly, right? I don't know. Sorry, Dunedain.
Yeah.
The only, yeah, just a little bit afraid of it. If I think back of Classic, the best part for me was the first phase, the leveling up, the dungeoning, the gearing, pre-raid gearing, and you're basically making the best part of the game a bit shorter. So
I really feel like it's a good thing in some ways. Like I feel like it's a good thing for Road to Ragnaros. I do feel you guys though. I feel like they should have this, and they should also still have the original version available as well, with world buffs, with everything. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think best case scenario would be to have the seasons, and then to have a regular fresh classic out there as well.
There's always a home if you want to go back to it. That's
Right,
my main
right.
concern. Is like,
And yeah, they might
Yeah.
just say, "Oh, well, it's, you know, you can still play the classic." That's a fucking ghost town.
No,
right?
Phase
You
6
know?
doesn't exist. That
Yeah,
classic era does not exist right now.
no,
It's non-existent.
but
but if it's fresh, it would be
If it's fresh, it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
But the server's
Yeah.
dead. It's
right.
but then
For
that's asking, you know, is that going to separate the
well,
player base too much? Or
the population's
Yeah,
already
maybe it is.
separated. It's already separated, right? It's
or are
separated
you going to be
into the-
separating it even more, right? If you do this,
Well, I think, but you're losing out on all those players who want to play with world buffs, and it's a
Right.
significant amount of people, right?
yeah.
So I
'cause,
don't
like,
think you're
yeah.
fracturing. I think you're losing a lot of people by not offering fresh.
Because the season of mastery is just going to be
classic.
one server.
No, it'll
Or-
probably be
I
a
hope
couple.
not.
We don't know.
they're gonna
Oh, right.
announce pretty soon.
Yeah.
So that's
I hope
where it
it's-
depends, right? Because like if they do a fresh normal classic server and a fresh season of mastery, they could make the season of mastery like, you know, one or like how I don't know, maybe like just a few servers, and then have the classic to be smaller too. But I mean to ask you, Cargos, how do you feel about them putting in that hardcore item into the game?
I mean, bro, it sounds kind of cringe, but it's one of the most touching things that has ever happened
Yeah.
to me in my whole life.
Hey, can
man.
we just take a second and like thank the hardcore community and primarily Cargos? Like, this is unprecedented. You guys realize this, right? Like, this has never
Yeah.
happened. This is huge. This is like
And thank Blizzard too for acknowledging that.
you've solidified a legacy in WoW. Like, that's fucking like amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm so. I mean, thank you so much, man. I'm so proud of all
Yeah.
of us, man. I really feel. Who knows? Maybe they had it in the works for a while, but I really do believe that, you know, we grew this thing from a little sapling together, all of us, everyone in the chat right now, and it became. We slowly got more believers on board. Slowly started building it out. I remember having to be like, oh yeah, it's kind of like hardcore. It's in Diablo. You know, you play with one life. People are just kind of like, meh. You know, like slowly getting 1 or 2 people on streaming it more and more. Grays came on super early. And then to think that we may have like impacted the best game of all time, the game that we've poured our hearts out into, right, is absolutely touching, brother. I am
It's
so
crazy. I think
Yeah.
it was on an episode of GMA where you like brought it, like I came up with this idea of like doing this, and you know, and then to think here we are on GMA again, and then they have a fucking item in the game that is literally like a hardcore, right? Like that's just
Yeah. Like here's the
Unbelievable.
thing, Cargos. Like, you know, people have gotten NPCs added to the game, right? Like, there was an NPC for Swifty or something, and all this stuff, right? But like, this to me is much more of a thing, because it's not just you, right? It embodies the whole community that you created and everyone else created, right? And it's way better than having an NPC named Cargos in the game, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like, it's way better. It's so
Yeah,
much.
You know
more
that get
impactful.
removed eventually at some point because
Cargos
of something that you did.
True.
Yeah, Cargos will say something and his NPC will be deleted. But you know, like
Hardcore cancel in a
this
couple
can't be
years.
deleted because it's a community feature that was added, right? It's
Yeah.
literally a sub community of the game.
Mm.
It's huge, man.
I know, I'm
Huge.
so
It would be
proud of
cool
him.
if the NPC that gave the buff was named Cargos, though. That would be.
That would be cool.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
But it's yeah, it's amazing, dude.
Zograk, something like that, like your name backwards.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy to still be here having these conversations about this game with you guys years later, man. Like sometimes it feels like you got to stretch to keep the lights on and stuff. I have seen this. I've seen this whole classic WoW adventure. Like we're playing characters almost in this story, And some people tap out, and there's a few left, After all these years, there's still a decent amount of us left, But I'm just appreciative, man, because this game just could be irrelevant right now. We could not have this. It's nice, man. I'm trying to enjoy every day.
Yeah, it's wow, man. It must be very humbling. Like I just think to myself, like, where we all started, right? Like,
Some people are asking about the item. Can you read it off
Yeah.
to Meldron? And
well, basically, like, there's two NPCs that are added into the game. One is in Ironforge for the Alliance. One's in Undercity for the Horde. And if you go up to the NPC and you haven't died, and you go through the dialogue boxes, you can get a buff on your character and a spell in your spell book that says you haven't died.
Mm-hmm.
And if you die, that buff goes away.
yeah.
Yep.
And so essentially, hardcore has been legitimized by Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
huge.
they put in titles too, so like if you survive,
in
titles, yeah.
and they even went ham. Like they even put it all the way to like Nax. Like they think we're gonna do hardcore Nax, which is crazy. Like I don't know if it's even possible, but
Hey,
Seems impossible,
like.
man.
I was talking to Meldron about this the other day, though, right? Isn't it cool that there actually is impossible content in the game? Like, that's a good thing.
Yes.
IMO. Like,
Yep.
it shouldn't always just be, like, everything on a platter, Like, that actually may be impossible, and that's okay. Like, our puny human brains, like, we would need to be, like, a robot in the Matrix to pull that off playing perfectly.
That would be
That's what-
insane, dude.
That's what blew my mind, man. Because I know you'd been talking to him, and they said, what, we're gonna help verify no deaths for your Road to Reg event. Or that's kind of how the conversation went. And then we got Soul of Iron. I was like, okay, sick, dude. Like, you did it, man. Like, and then a couple days later, they add a Nax title that says you never died before, and it was like, holy shit, dude. They're taking the initiative there, and for the first time, like, it feels like Blizzard's. They're always like so wrapped up about being inclusive. I think it's great to be inclusive for everybody, but it kind of waters things down sometimes. And it's just the side of Blizzard that I've never seen in a long time is putting, I don't know. It felt like a step in a different direction. Because I don't think everybody should, even Nax, man. Like it was unbelievable how many people cleared Nax, which is cool. It's a 15-year-old game. I think everyone should clear it again, but it maybe wasn't as prestigious as it was back in the day. Even hitting level 60, 15 years later, wasn't as prestigious, and they're starting to bring this prestige back into the game, which is just a great move.
Yeah, man.
Oh, someone said the spell's been removed from the spell book. Is that true? It happens randomly now, Buff? You turn into an iron guy or whatever?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And whenever you die, if you're in render distance, it shakes your whole screen, notifies everybody that you died. A skull comes out of your head. There's a soul that's left on the ground whenever you die with the buff on. It's insane.
I think it lasts 24 hours, too. Someone said that. I'm not sure. I didn't verify it, but somebody said it lasts for...
So corpses, I don't know if this is... So the way corpses work, corpses last for 30 days.
What?
So if it works on the same way corpses do... So if you die in the game and then delete your character... Mm-hmm. That corpse stays there for a month.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna draw a dick in the snow in Keranos, and it's gonna be stuck there for a month.
Don't give him any ideas.
No one ever did that before you.
Yeah, right.
And do you know how I found that out?
How?
So fucking Navik, of course, right? So Navik tells me the story. Back in the day, he used to duel outside of Orgrimmar, and he made a level 1 night elf or whatever Alliance character, ran it all the way to outside of Orgrimmar and named it Cannibalize. So after duels, he can just run up and cannibalize it. and that's how he knows it lasted for
No
30 days.
way, dude.
Because every 30 days he would go and make a new character and put it out there and die.
Dude.
Wait, but you can cannibalize a skeleton?
You can get
Yeah,
no,
you can
it was a corpse.
yeah.
It was a
Oh,
corpse.
a corpse.
As
I
long as you
see.
don't return
Yeah.
it, it's still a corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stays for
So,
30 days.
dude, Navik is like one of the most, Navik's one of the most big guys out there, but he knows the most random knowledge. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, he really does.
Gotta love it though.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Man,
I was telling Graze the most useful thing about that buff, actually, Melderon, because Graze and I have played a lot of hardcore, obviously, right? And, like, at a certain point,
Yeah.
when you're playing your character, you actually don't remember if you died. Legitimately.
It's kind of true.
You actually go, like, did I die? Like, did I die? Did I run back to my corpse? I can't remember. Did I die? Like...
Bro, you wake up with the meat sweats, man. You got nightmares of your character dying. Like you're living in this alternate reality.
Right.
Because you
You're
played
so
so
stressed
long
out.
on him, Melderon, for so long that at a certain point you just think to yourself, "There's no way I've never died on this character." But that buff is useful because you can always just look at the buff, and if you see the
Yeah.
buff there, then you have peace of mind. You're
Like,
like,
do
oh,
you
yeah,
have dreams that like so when I first got clean, like I remember I used to have like dreams that I would get high, like and then you wake up like, oh my god, do you ever have dreams that like you died and like you wake up and you think that your character
Hell
died?
yeah!
Yeah.
I woke up terrified a couple times. Like I remember being like, it was the worst nightmare I've ever had. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I died to some stupid murloc, to a poison or something. Like the last tick, it was so drawn out, and I was like, I'm an idiot, I just went through this whole emotional, just trauma in my sleep, and I woke up and I was like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
I logged on real fast. I was like, am I still alive or not?
Exactly. Dude. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what that feels like, man.
yeah.
So,
The thing
That's
I'm really
crazy that
excited
it could
for
affect you that much.
is, and there are times, right, like Dunedain, Def Camp, Melderon, where it has felt kind of cliquey in the content creator scene. It's kind of natural. People form their own friendships and stuff like that. It is what it is. But like, it sort of felt like people were kind of doing their own thing, and there was a lot of ego and stuff. And I'm not saying even myself is immune to that. Like, it was what it was. But I sort of feel like enough time has elapsed in the WoW community that a lot of people that weren't cool with each other before, like, are now cool with each other, and you've like mended the bridge, and you're like, we're working together, man. With Road to Rag, I've never seen anything like it in my time doing content creation for WoW. Like, it feels like 80% of the whole classic category is going to be working together to try to do this Road to Rag, and throwing bodies into the meat grinder, happily, willing, ready, and able to go make another character, if they have to. It's extremely team oriented. All these creators working together for once. And I sincerely hope the effect to the viewers and the community is that it feels like they're watching like a unified effort, like a TV show of sorts, a reality TV show, and they can get all these different perspectives on it, and the drama and the tragedy when people die, or the highlights when something amazing drops or something really great happens, just reverberates and echoes through everyone's stream. And I hope it's amazing, brother. I have high hopes for it, and it is truly unprecedented. We're forming the first. Like, maybe it could be writing history for WoW if we actually get in there and kill Rag with one life, It's a chance to be in the footer of the WoW history books,
Yeah.
I can't. So I didn't experience like the AQ war effort back in the day, but it feels like you're creating a molten core let's down Rag war effort, the entire server, and events like that. The first time, whenever they're undiscovered, the AQ war effort, it was epic. Yeah, I quit the first week of AQ. Everybody that farmed the Scarab amounts, dude. Barney made some badass documentaries about it. It was great, but was the classic war effort as great as the vanilla war effort? And it's kind of cool that you're recreating this vanilla war effort for Molten Core, and I think that system works. You don't get to see it very often. Kind of only happens one time. Makes me more invested, more involved in this Road to Rag thing.
Yeah, Road to Rag is significant, man. It's whether we fail or we are, I think
it's not even about killing Rag, right?
It's not about it, right? It's about the fact that people are doing it, and I've been listening to and trying to catch up on everything, and the fact that I think you guys are trying to set up where there's the main raiders that make it, right? There's the people who don't want to raid, and they're going to help out with consumables and professions, and we're going to have a literal whole guild event where people are, hey, you need potions, you need this, you need that, here you go, good luck, guys. And then we brave into Molten Core, right? Like that's what WoW is all about right there. Right? That's it. So it's huge. I'm so psyched right now. I'm more psyched. I think I'm more psyched now somehow than I was in 2019. I have no idea
Yo,
how
I
that's
actually
possible.
agree with you, bro. And
But,
I feel
yeah.
like because it feels small, I kind of like the community not being that big. It's kind of a selfish thought. You know, remember when Classic was coming out? It was huge, bro. Like there was people we never heard of, 10 times the size of any of our channels coming in, like massive non-endemic streamers and creators from all different games, and like we just felt like it was kind of overwhelming, bro. I had a lot of anxiety when Classic was coming out. You know, like I had a chip on my shoulder, something to prove to the chat and the people and all that, and like. This time around, it's a little bit more niche, you know? I feel like I know most people, again, kind of like the Peace Server days, and we're all doing something awesome together. And you know, what electrifies me, too, is I see you and DevCamp, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you guys love raiding a lot. It's like your favorite aspect of the game. You really enjoy it, passionate about theory crafting and all that, and same with Navic. And I feel like with hardcore, you guys could take it seriously, but never like fully apply yourself because it was a leveling challenge at the end of the day. It's kind of like a fun thing. Now that it's incorporating raiding and endgame content and truly progression, like never been done before, one life. The fact that I see people like you getting lit up about it and like actually applying yourself and using your you know your big rating oriented brain to like think about how to get it done, it's so exciting, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When you first like talked about this, I think my desk went up a couple inches because you know it's like I don't know, man. Like it's one of those things where like you're right. It's not just rating. Like let's be totally frank. Graves, you were there through most of it. Rating Classic was pretty easy outside of Nax, right?
Sure,
It was a friggin' joke, and that's primarily because of world buffs, and the knowledge that we have. But now we have a situation where we're recapitulating kind of what the actual vanilla experience is by not having to get to 60, not dying, somehow going to farm gear in high-level dungeons without dying, walk into Ragnaros' friggin' lair and kill him without dying. Like that that to me is raiding. Like that's raiding right there, right? Like we're all gonna have to be careful where we're standing. DPS warriors, you better be wearing plate or friggin' far gear.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
you're gonna
leather,
be
devil sword, leather bullshit.
fucking leggings. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna like die to one hit. You know, so it's like one of those things where, like, that's the way vanilla was supposed to be. Warriors are supposed to be in plate. You know what I mean?
Tanks are deep prot, sword and board.
Exactly, deep prot, like with an actual shield.
I genuinely think when we get in there, guys, we're gonna be scared. We're actually gonna be scared when we get in one corner.
And you
We're
know,
gonna be fronting like it's
clutching, man. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Myself included, you could miss the party. You could miss the ship.
Yeah.
Like it is so.
Yeah, you could die.
The risk reward is there. Like you have to earn your keep. You could die in the open world leveling up. You could die in so many different scenarios. All this fun and excitement we're talking about, I might not be there, and it like almost breaks my heart to think that I'm not gonna be in that rag run. Like I'm not gonna be in Molten Core, and
the stakes are so high and the content is so hard that there's no room to be selfish. And I feel like everybody involved, like even myself, when I raid, like I'm kind of selfish. I kind of want gear. I kind of want to pump and drop a hot 99, right? Like try to get 100 or something.
Did you see everybody pulling thread on Shaz and it wiped the entire raid? Like you can't be you can't be selfish.
You gotta watch your threat. Yeah.
Like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just saying with this, no one's gonna be selfish, bro. Because if anything, actually, the selfish thing to do is actually to be a team player because you want to survive, right? If you're like, yeah, that's the most selfish line, to give the gear to the best players where it's going to make the most impact, because it's all in the interest of self-preservation, right?
You're right.
Yo, it's gonna be like Squid Game, bro. What's up?
I gotta say that apparently you actually are in game.
What?
Yeah, check this picture out.
Oh my god, you fucking trolled me. Let's see if I can bring it up on the screen. What the? Let me see if I can get it. Hold up. I remember when DefCamp made this meme. Thank God it never caught on, man.
Someone messaged me that. Oh.
Yeah, the layout's blocking it. You might have to make a separate scene or something.
Oh, yo, thank you for the raid, Crix. Didn't see that. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Oh, God. I love that picture. Can you put it as the background or it won't fit?
Yeah, I'm putting it up right now, man.
Yep. Here he is, guys. Cargo's in-game in the Season of Mastery.
Here we go.
An NPC was added. We didn't know.
Yes. Yes.
This guy gives you the Soul of Iron buff, actually.
Yep. His name is Kargaz.
Oh my god.
You know
Who's
that
the
picture
dwarf behind him, dude? Looking like kind of monk-ass in the background, dude.
That's Kargaz, like your actual picture where you're smiling. Like that right there reminds me so much of that picture. Oh my god, dude.
Bro, that dwarf is kind of looking pretty,
Bro, that's
pretty sinister in the back.
that little kid is doesn't know what's he doesn't he's
Oh, wait, look, look. Hold on, I got sent another one. Hold on.
No
This
way.
one tactics made. 1 sec. Hold on. Wait, I got it. This is great. That look at the one tactics made.
was that a dwarf priest behind that kid?
Oh no, wait, this is the wrong one. Fuck. Hold on, one sec.
You says the dwarf.
Copy image. Here it is.
Oh, no.
I gotta save image. Oh, I'm so bad at this. 1 sec. Copy image.
But yeah, we were talking to Thompy the other day, who's, seasoned Grizzly Boy, cleared the content 9 million times, big brain type guy, and we were asking him like what draws him into hardcore and why he's so excited, and he was basically saying that it's the only aspect of WoW where you have to get things right the first time every time. And the implications of that are big, right? So like you can't just wipe a million times. You have to do so much preparation. Oh my god, what is this?
I don't know. That one hits a little too close to home.
That was my little was that when I made my little fucking gnome mage that died, I think?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh man. God, I'm psyched, bro.
I know.
God, man.
Man,
This is gonna be so good.
we get to
this is
saddle
gonna
up
be
and
so
play
good.
together again, boys. It's gonna be
Yes.
fucking hype.
I can't wait to actually all roll on the same server, man. Like this is gonna be amazing. I just like there's a part of me that wishes like we didn't have to die because like I just want to PvP the hell out of
Well, bro, make a multi-life and make a hardcore too. So like if you do die in hardcore,
true.
you can,
Yeah.
you can bounce in between them. But yo, do me a favor, please try your hardest, because we were talking about like the keys to success, and one is like not being greedy and respecting the game mode and stuff. Because I just don't want to see you guys die, bro. Like I'm
gonna treat this like you have no idea. I'm gonna be wearing all the armor I possibly can. Def Camp's gonna be a paladin. We're leveling together, right? Paladin warrior.
yeah.
Well, let's
Like,
be
we're
honest,
gonna
it's always Melderon, the one that
No. Don't even start. Don't even start. I've lost 3 characters to you or 2. I can't remember.
Oh, what
Yeah.
was the grace? Let's be honest. Come on.
Hey, don't put me in this. This is a family feud right here.
That was so funny.
Duos though.
So it's Super Blade Brothers hardcore mode, or what is that?
Yeah.
It's what it is. Yeah, it's our old Super Play Brothers. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually true, bro. I remember that was the first series I remember watching you guys. That was hilarious. That series.
Dude, we went back and watched some of those episodes. They're fucking gold, man. Not to say that anything, but they're. It's just nice to like go back and watch. My brother. Let's be honest. My brother's gonna be moving away soon. He's gonna be going down to fucking to another city and all the way on the other side of the fucking country. So it's nice that we have those moments to go back and watch. Even though we weren't living together then, he was living in Kansas back then. So
I remember
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Man.
yeah.
When he was doing forest vlogs, I watched those from time to time, bro.
Yeah.
That is.
Smoking a
Those are
cigar.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With his
man.
Eagles hat on.
Yeah.
I like to get back. I like to get back to content creation one day. It's just not right now. Right now, it's just not. It's not in the cards. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I just think my course is run. It's like what I wanted to do is over. But you never know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah,
I might get the itch. I might get the itch again.
I am planning on streaming again very soon. So as soon as like
That makes me so happy, bro.
next week, yeah.
Yeah, it's been lonely without you guys in the space for sure, man. You guys were definitely a big.
To get back in
pillar.
just a lot of stuff's been going on, and but I like all this coming at this time is perfect, right? It's like perfect timing. I gotta say.
I also want to say November 16th is my birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
What a birthday gift.
I know, right?
Birthday. Maldoron's turning 19. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone in my guild's giving me shit. Everyone in my guild, I said, oh, this is the same day as my birthday. I was like, what, are you going to be 90? I'm like, fuck you guys.
You know what's crazy is Season of Mastery is coming out on your birthday, but actual classic WoW, like actual WoW, I'm sorry, when WoW came out in 2004, came out on my birthday.
Yeah, 23rd.
November 23rd. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're the WoW birthday brothers.
Yeah. Duos are actually hard though, man. I'm for some reason they never work out. People always die. Yo, be careful. Be so careful, brothers. I believe in you, man.
Godspeed. I think me and Cargo, bro, we haven't talked about it. Whew. Me and Cargos keep going back and forth on whether or not we're gonna duo. And we made it to 48 in hardcore, and it's just sunk the ship again. Duos are freaking difficult.
They really are.
They are.
But we need your guys' leadership in the MC, man. 100%. You like.
Yeah. We'll be there, brother.
My goal is to be there. My goal is to be there. Yep.
I'll be the Holy Paladin.
Man, you're gonna take the best role in vanilla.
I
enjoyed it. I
nonstop,
enjoyed it so much, but obviously it's hardcore, so yeah, you're probably not gonna get all the good gear and the crit gear and all that stuff.
But honestly,
it's enjoyable.
I just want to not accidentally DI and kill myself.
That's the
don't even put on your bar, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, if you want to do something heroic, you save someone when the raid wipes.
I know. I thought about it. I was like, should I just fucking like bubble and try to run out, or should I actually DI someone? We'll see. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to trade DI, honestly.
That's the ultimate.
We'll
man. It would have to be a very select circumstance. Like we were talking the other day, like if you're in Stratholme and you can't get out, you know, and there's no hope, and you're dying, and you already pulled like 3 packs or something, right? And there's just no way. There's nothing you can do. Then you might as well DI somebody, I guess, you know, unless you, because then you're just all gonna die.
That's the thing, is like every pack is gonna have to be carefully planned. Every fucking pull, every tank healer assigned a certain like, dude, I fucking as a healer, like you're not allowed to go AFK. Like if you know this, if you're a healer, other DPS they can just go fucking AFK whenever they want in a raid. As a healer, you cannot. Like tank heals and healers are gonna have to literally be like healing nonstop, ready to fucking go.
I'll be honest, you gotta have ice in your veins, man. Like you gotta be a little bit clutch to be a healer.
Yo, did you see this? Oh, I need to pull it up. Did you see the second level 60 hardcore death?
Oh my god.
No.
Stuff of nightmares, bro. Can someone look at it? Do you have it? Dude, it's the
yeah, I saw it. Where did I see it? I saw it somewhere. Hang on, I'll post it.
While they're getting this up, real quick, I just want to say
your worst nightmare comes true. Sorry about that.
No, I just want to say, give a shout out to Dunedain's buddy from the Fellowship, Otto. Happy 15th birthday, brother! Happy birthday, my man!
Happy birthday, man!
Happy birthday!
We love you, brother.
He will love that.
He's man, I huge fan. To be 15 and playing WoW at that age, man, like I'm so jealous of you.
You know, you wished him a happy birthday a year ago. I saw Def Camp on your stream.
Oh, that's right. I
don't know if you remember it. Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy, dude. Wow. All right, is this it right here?
No, that's not it. Oh wait, this is it. Yes.
That's a year already. Wow.
Okay, guys, this is Monka TOS right here. This is every hardcore player's worst nightmare. So we went in there, with the template gear. And remember what the chat was saying, right? Oh wait, it's not even working. The clip's deleted. It was too bad. It was like a snuff film. No way.
No, wait, it works. Your internet's busted. It works.
Oh, it works.
Yeah,
okay,
it works.
I was baiting. Okay. So the chat was saying, oh, you know, it's going to be way different on the real thing when your gear is bad. They might be right, man.
No. But I also, as you're showing the clip, we did it on the template character, and everybody was like, dude, Rattlegore, we need hunter pets. It's impossible to tank. We had General Ompy. You know, we had 2 tanks in the group. The way he pulled, we ice trapped one of the ads. We killed the boss. Then we killed the ad afterwards. We had 2 tanks on him at all times. You pulling the clip up?
Yeah, I'm pulling the clip up.
Guys, this is a Rattlegore classic era level 60 characters. They decided, you know, we were the 60 template characters, so we obviously had more gear. Maybe they had a warrior druid too. I think the druid's healing. I can't tell what the druid's doing. Regardless, it just blows my mind that we had this is what I thought was going to happen to us in Rattlegore, and it happened to a different group.
Yeah, Rattlegore fucking slaps, dude.
Oh, he was trying to get the shackle.
Keep in mind, we had Ompy, we had good template characters. We were all playing well. We were all really dialed in. Like this is much lower
Look at that
gear level.
Yeah, look at that druid's paw. Can anybody look at that paw real quick?
Okay.
Way
right.
out to the right. Sorry.
This is a little disclaimer they play at the beginning of the videos. This might get a little, might get a little.
Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, viewer discretion advice. Here we go. Everything's good. Group is completely full.
Yes.
Shackle.
100% health.
Okay. Unshackled.
I got him. I got him.
Break.
Shackle broke early.
Jesus Christ. No!
Oh my god.
No fucking way, dude.
Wow.
Yo, run.
She got deleted,
Get the
bro.
fuck out. Fucking hell, bro. What?
Let's watch it one more time.
Shackle, bro.
Actually got one-shotted though, right? There wasn't even a two-shot. It
Yeah,
was
you keep pulling back.
one melee, I think.
Yes.
Thank you, that's good.
Yeah, you got to turn your camera.
I got him. I got him.
I mean, it sucks, but like, it's not her
Jesus
fault
Christ.
or
No!
his fault, but it's just.
So
No fucking way, dude.
he got flurried, right?
No, run,
like
run,
they
run.
wind up attacks. Is
Yeah,
that what happened?
it's like what we used to call Wind Fury. Yeah,
Yeah.
they get like a Wind Fury.
And it's
yeah.
a priest, dude. Like that's what we thought was gonna happen to us. You can't have clothies on the ads. Like even a tank gets 50% chunked by those guys. Like
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what,
yeah.
man.
It's a sobering
Shackle just kept
moment,
breaking
man.
early, like, oh.
Bro, no joke. That's any one of us, guys. Like,
I,
it's all. Oh my god.
it's fun until it's not. Like it will happen so fast.
Yeah.
It will
I
happen
just thought
so
about the
fast.
fact that I'm gonna be playing Holy Paladin, and I fucking hate healing as a Holy Paladin in dungeons. It's fucking horrible. Priests are so much better dungeon healers, dude.
You might want to
You
rethink.
totally get one clapper tappered like that. A paladin's not getting one shot there, right? He's in full plate, shield.
Well, I mean, most of your healing gear is fucking.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't go by Bissless anymore. You
I
have to
know.
literally wear the most
If
defensive
I just
shit.
pull aggro, I'm just
Right,
fucking
like-
bubbling and running, dude. Like, that's it.
Yeah. There's
Like,
new
also,
protocols.
like,
There's
yeah.
new metas. There's new. It's all undiscovered, guys. That's the
Yeah.
best part about Fresh is the discoverability. This is the best part about hardcore. Discovering
Yeah.
the meta, discovering where to go and where not to go in the open world. What
Exactly.
professions to use, which ones not to use. That is the best
Yeah.
part, and we're about to re-experience that.
That's
Yeah,
casualty number
exactly.
2 at 60 men. Saint John,
Oh,
rest in
man.
peace, died, and then that's only Black Smoke dead.
Yeah, like my goal is the OT for the rag run, but if I don't get an off tank position, I am DPSing in full plate. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
I'm DPSing in full plate.
I
Like,
think you should
yeah.
have two sets. Like I'm gonna have a bonus heal set, and then I'll have like a actual tanky set. But it's gonna be hard. Like I just remembered how shitty it is to heal dungeons as like a holy power. Like as a priest, you have fucking you have prayer of healing, which heals the whole
you
fucking
can
group.
shield
You have to
people.
heal.
Yeah, you have to
Dude.
heal over time. Yeah.
Fucking
We honestly-
paladin, I have flash shield. I have flash shield.
We
Wow.
might all need alts and multi-life characters. It's possible. I don't think you can play
Yeah.
hardcore in the same way you just play normal WoW.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna die if you do that.
Yeah,
If you
that's
just-
the other thing. How much time do you spend, bissing your character? Farming
Yeah.
gear. Why don't you level up another one? Because
At least,
you're gonna take the shank, man.
yeah.
Vanilla characters
At
are
some
not
point-
that tanky, man. You can get one-shotted, as you can see. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
5 days down the drain, or however long it took to get there. You saw that Pally die yesterday too. 57 was 57.5.
Yep.
Thinking Resto Druid might not be that bad anymore. Going to bear form, and
Brother, Druid is a dream. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, they're great levelers. They're great at in-game. They
Great
call them the Jack of
defensive,
Trades, Master of None. They're the master of hardcore dungeons, man. They're the master of 5-man group content. They can heal, they can tank.
Yeah, this meta seems
They
like it's
can
good for
DPS.
druids, right? I
Yeah,
feel like
it's-
every
it's
few
insane.
minutes, Parlo's like, "Wow, druids are insane." or
Yeah, Ompi
or
said the
Ompi.
same thing.
Yeah.
Druids are kind of good.
I think
no,
rogues are a great hardcore class too, man. Vanish is so strong, Vanish, evasion,
What about the CCs they provide? Unbelievable.
CCs, yeah.
Yeah.
Like actually stunning mobs in fucking dungeons is such a damage mitigation, man. Like people always shit on rogues and dungeon groups. They do high fucking DPS. Like
I seem
really
to
high-
remember a couple years ago. I think that was Cargo shitting on rogues. And
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was. Cargo
it
City,
was.
bro.
My bad.
They're such good utility, man. Oh, you have
I
blind.
actually
you
didn't
have-
see the fucking utility of a rogue until hardcore though. Until I played one and leveled back up.
Yeah.
Now I 100% take it back.
I remember
Actually,
you
so
playing
good.
that rogue. Yeah, man, that was fun. Your first hardcore rogue.
The stuns, the control, the reconnaissance they
Yeah.
can give the group. The big
Poisons
plays.
as well. Poisons. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Beltron is going Prot Warrior or what?
Well, that's for
My main plan is for Road to Ragnaros. My main plan is to go prot. Actually, it's my main plan is to go prot for both my multi-life and for Road to Ragnaros. Yeah.
The amount of pressure that's on you.
dude. I know.
I'll probably wind up off tanking because if Navik, I'm assuming Navik will make it and other warriors will make it, and I'll probably get an off tank position because Navik has tanked everything, right? And so was it Ampi is playing warrior as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably if he makes it, he'll be another tank, right? So I'm doing deep prot, off tank, or if I don't get an off tank position, I'm doing full plate DPS. I'm not wearing
Imagine
leather.
if you go through BWL and you have fail stress.
Well, that's the thing we were talking about. Like, Cars and I were talking about that a couple nights ago. Like,
Someone's gonna die on
Velstrom
Val.
well, no, you can cheese it. You can cheese it, but you have to hearth out.
You have to have. Oh right.
You hearth out and log out. That's how you
Dude,
cheese
but
it.
like
Yeah.
someone's gonna fucking die on Vale, because like the longer that fight is, the more people that die. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, you have
Yep.
the living bomb, or what
Yeah.
is it called? Yeah.
Yeah, you can cheat the living bomb though.
Hmm.
If you hearth and log out immediately, it goes off you. At least it did in classic unless they fixed it.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
kind of sketch though, man.
I just think like
I-
Platinum's making this WoW trailer, for our event, and he jokes around on there. There's like a wanted poster of Ragnaros, and it says rewards, fame, and glory. And as silly as it is, like this is gonna be the most insane high-profile raid ever, dude. The eyes of the world will be on us, guys. They want to see blood, bro. They want to see the death glyphs. They're dooming, man, and MC is really buffed, right? Like it is possible, but it's still going to be so tough, guys, and it's going to be like the ultimate challenge we've all faced in WoW.
I had
say
the
we
real
do 20
today.
kills.
So here's my next question. Like, even if we did, let's say we killed Rag, right? 40 people killed Rag.
Mhm.
If we want to do BWL, we have to keep running MC.
Sure.
Like, so it's like, damn, bro, that's
and
gonna be
Ani,
tough.
and Ani,
Yeah.
Ani, dude,
And
how many
Ani,
times
yeah.
have you died Ani from
Yeah.
like,
I mean-
stupid shit,
You know, Rag might not even go down. How far do we get in this first season of Mastery? Where's the bar going to
Yeah.
be set? Are we going to kill Rag? Are we only going to make it to Domo?
Oh,
do we make
question.
it-
Another question I had. Grace, sorry to interrupt you. Did you lose people to those fire mobs that just randomly fireball people? You know what I'm talking about? Them.
Yep.
Like, in the
It
gaming room?
it
Yeah.
actually wasn't that bad with the gear that we
Okay.
had. It wasn't bad at all. They didn't tune that up. I will say we had the realization like Magmador.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We downed the boss, I think, with no deaths. Maybe no, one or two of the tanks died, and then we lost like 12 people to the. He spawns 2 dogs at a time every 30 seconds, and so then we had to clean up 6 dogs at the end, and we lost like another 12 people. We killed Rag with like. What did we have 5 or 6 deaths during the encounter? Maybe 12, and then the additional suns that respawned killed another 12 people. It was like we had the realization today. I still think Rag is possible in Road to Rag, but we're going to see people drop left and right. Whereas if we played it on Era and the meta's figured out, I think we would have face rolled it a little bit. I think we would have gone in and out with fewer deaths, but
How many Suns phases did you get?
Just one. We
a
killed
lot.
Okay.
No, we killed. Was one Suns phase, and then it started to trickle in, right? And we started to, like.
Yeah,
just banish those
so
out.
now at 50%, the Sun's phase happens every time, and then
Oh, I
it's 3
see.
minutes, and then it's 3 minutes after that.
You have to kill them in
Okay.
that time.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for these new mechanics, dude. I am, man.
Yeah.
I kind of like, yeah.
How it's looking though, if I'm being 100% honest right now, unless our gear is better and we have a more refined strat, it's looking like D-Day. We're first up on the boats on the landing craft. We're all gonna be sick to our stomach, and you guys already know the first people on the boats, they ain't making it, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
we're getting hit by the 50 cal up on the cliff on the ravine, and then it's gonna be like boat number 3 and 4 coming in behind us to clean up, bro. We're hitting the beaches, people throwing up over the side. We're gonna.
You know what, though, guys? Like, maybe it's not so bad that the leveling process is quicker. Like, if you lose a character, you could potentially level up a new one within like a week or so and be back in the raid. You know?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, that's why I like the. Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
not too bad. Yep.
I don't know. Man.
Question is, who's the first? Who's the first?
First death is Melrun, all 100%.
Thunder Fury go to?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
we had a BRE drop today. That was great.
No way, bro. That's
Yeah, it was
huge.
insane. We had 2 toe ups drop.
Oh,
We didn't see that
2 toe
for
ups,
like
yeah, 2
months.
toe ups was nasty, man.
What?
We had the elemental stone recipe drop. It was
Do
an
you remember
insane
how long
idea.
it took us to get a toe up? Like when
Like
we were
6
running
months.
back, yeah,
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
until we saw one.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just trying to think about how it's gonna be when people do die at 60 though. Like, cause you can't just get all sad and freak out because they died, right? Like, you have to actually keep a calm atmosphere in the raid.
Keep that up. Dude.
Do you remember Jamin dying in our 5-man group, bro? Like,
but you stopped.
no one really reacted. I mean, we all like felt bad in the moment, but we had to keep playing. Like, you couldn't show any
What are
remorse.
you gonna do?
You know?
I mean, we have to just be like, we'll grieve later, right? And we'll do like a memorial patron later and be like, bro, I am so sorry. Now please leave the Discord and delete your character.
It's like when you're in battle, man. You know, you can't sit there and grieve over someone. You're gonna put other lives at risk. You know.
Yeah. Got any fresh meat? Fresh meat coming in. Zone in. Zone in. Front of the line. Front of the line.
Dude's wearing friggin' Seal Sylvanas running in the molten core.
Trip runner dungarees on. He's just fresh. He's
Trip runners, yeah.
We got all the
bad.
crusty guys in the back who have survived, and we're like, all right,
So
bud,
we're
you go
putting
tank Skull, all right?
Yeah, I was
I'm
playing
actually
Alliance, so
really
no Seal
excited to play
Sylvanas,
Alliance.
big rip.
I'm really excited to play Alliance again.
So am I for Horde,
I
man.
love the
It's gonna be
Alliance,
fresh. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, and Dunedain playing Horde, that's crazy.
Yeah. I leveled one character on Horde in Classic to level 13, something like that. So
It's a whole new world, man.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking forward to the Barons, man. That's why I picked Troll as well. I just want to be in Durtar Barons.
The only thing is, Dunedain, though, if you're playing Horde, you gotta experience Wind Fury, man.
Well, I experienced Wind Fury in TBC.
That's true. That's true. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
But
You know what?
I see why. Yeah.
You know what weapon I was watching a Peo. Me and Mel were watching some Peo clips the other day, and fucking, dude, like, is it not the best weapon in the world? The fucking Ravager. Like, it is just.
Oh my god, that shit is amazing, dude.
Such an awesome weapon, man. And, like, I don't know, like that's the thing about Classic WoW is like, there's such amazing things like that, like the Ravager, like being a paladin, getting your fucking hammer while leveling and shit like that. The weapons and some of the gear is just so iconic, and like you guys are saying in hardcore, there are so many just like, you know, getting your vendor weapon from the guy in Taran Mill, that fucking what is it, the sword or whatever, and shit like that. Like, there's so many amazing iconic weapons in Classic WoW, and I just can't wait to experience that again.
Yeah. So true,
Man.
brother. So true, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. Like, I can't wait to the 16th. Just like being in Northshire Abbey, seeing that, you know, just getting your first green, you know, just all that again. First shoulders.
The early days
I'm
of
gonna
the
miss
server are
Orchard.
legendary, man.
Yeah,
Or Charabi is the best place to start. Yeah.
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 I like the Dwarf Zone, Kirtanos and all that.
Yeah. Well,
You know what would be
Human
sick,
Zone.
yo? There's got to be someone rich enough in the audience right now, because there's some baller people that play WoW. Because Northshire Abbey's not that big, they could make that.
Like in like a real Northshire Abbey, yeah.
Yeah, they could make real Northshire Abbey. Like, if you drop 10 mil, you could make it, right? Make your own little
Make the left-
cathedral thing with some carts out front, and
A
then
couple acres of land.
yeah, like just on like a 5-acre parcel, you could make a Northshire Abbey. Yo, how amazing would that be? I would go there. I would visit.
Dude, you could definitely do it for less than 10 mil. Like, you do like a movie set. You know how they do it with like the. I mean, you can make it look really nice for less than that. Just get a bunch of fucking wolves and
Have
shit
a bunch of
out
dogs
there.
in the field.
Yeah, yeah, little dogs, like little pugs and shit.
little kobolds.
Yeah, dude, I would love to see like a Renaissance fair or something, but it's WoW, or like a theme park, you know? Like, imagine you pull up and it's like Goldshire, and there's like a food court, and there's like Marshall Dugan right there just sitting there.
Dude, the
One day.
Warcraft fair. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. One day.
Oh man.
Yeah. Man, so anyone have any plans before the 16th they want to talk about? I'm trying to think. Like, you guys just practicing? Is that what you're doing right now? I'm gonna practice leveling routes, I think. A little bit.
I'm working on like what do I do at level 60 so I can level another character, like a bunch of just what reps do I farm, what am I doing with professions, how do I get my gear quickly,
Yeah.
what's the threshold. I almost don't want to farm too much. There's a part of me that wants to see what I can pull off and how bis I can get, but at the same time you only have one life, you know, it's all for naught at some point. So I'm just trying to come up with like spreadsheets and stuff on what I'm going to work for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing that I'm going to try to do is like get different sets of gear, for different, obviously you're going to have, times where I'm going to need to do more survivability and whatnot. So I think, planning out different sets of gear, and planning out like, because, man, certain dungeons I'm almost afraid to do, because of just how, like, strat and shit like that. Uh, it's especially with the gear that we're gonna have. So I don't know. I want to try to get a good amount of gear, but like you said, you don't want to push it too far. You don't want to fucking die in a dungeon at level
Yeah, you
60
don't wanna waste
before
all
you
your
get the
time.
And
bag.
get sloppy,
Right.
right? As soon as you start getting
Yeah.
sloppy, even after like the first hour of playing in those dungeons, Gray, we loosened up a bit.
Oh, we fell asleep, dude. We weren't even done with our entire Stratholm live and undead side, and we were just casually walking around, and I could have chain pulled the next pack, and it just wiped it in that moment. Like we were just falling asleep. And
Yeah, there's so much shit that can happen, man. It's you really
Yeah.
have to be on your toes 24/7. And I know, that's obvious, but like until you actually play it and are in that, mode for fucking hours at a time, you can't let your guard down for 1 second. That's how you die.
It's gonna be some of the most exciting content ever to watch. Like I can only imagine. Like I'm gonna watch Def Cam and Melderon doing strat and Skolo. Like imagine like you can't play right taking care of the baby, and then you see on Twitch Def Cam Melderon doing strat home.
you're watching
Hardcore.
insane content.
Oh,
It's
man.
insane content.
And I'm just yelling at Def Camp the entire time. It's gonna be really good.
No, I'm gonna be yelling at you. Let me fucking drink. He never lets me drink.
No, I will let you drink on this. Trust
Yeah,
me.
you
I will
better.
literally sit there and wait every pull. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
He fucking charges in with like 20% health. Like what are you doing, dude? Melderon plays a warrior. Like warriors, when you're not doing hardcore, I believe should be played at like the red line, right? So like, you fucking pull shit at like 30% health, sweeping strikes, pop retaliation. But like when you're in hardcore, that is the class that you have to play completely opposite of how you would normally.
Yeah.
Some other classes
100%.
you can play kind of similar, but like warrior, you have to play so much more carefully. I feel like,
Don't you just go tank? Like, is it too dangerous to be a DPS warrior?
Yeah, so I am going
not
tank.
with me though. Not with.
I am
not
going
with,
tank. Yeah.
Not with the duo though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I don't think I think I'll level arms until I get to higher up,
Yeah.
and then I'll switch to prot. Yeah, because like arms can tank fine. Arms is actually really good for tanking early on. So I mean, you can. I mean, again, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but like tanking with sweeping strikes with a two-hander is like totally viable early on. Until you get to like mid 40s, I'd say, then you really have to reconsider how you tank.
Yeah.
But
I'm going dwarf paladin all the way too. Gotta get that stone form for that extra survivability.
Yeah, that's such a vibe. A part of me does want to go healer, man, because I care so much about so many of the people playing that I just want to keep their characters alive, And I feel like as a healer, like you feel the most in control of that, If I do it
Absolutely.
with Gray, I'm gonna go Hunter first and make my Pally second because I love doing it. It's so fun. And Gray's not trying to speed level. But if you have the wedding or something and you can't duo, I'll make a healer of some sort.
I'm still undecided on what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing pally. I was gonna do priest. I was like, I've done priest so many fucking times, man. And honestly, I want that little bit extra of fucking lay on hands if I can, if I need to.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be. I guarantee you, man. Like
People
having
gonna,
lay on
gonna love
hands,
you, man.
it's so fucking yeah.
Your bobs and stuff, lay on hands,
Bops,
press
lay
your
on
back
hands,
and all
dude.
that.
Like
Yeah.
it's bubble, heal, and like shit like that is I think it's just so good for hardcore and like obviously can't put it out as much healing as a priest can, but the survivability I think is key.
Yeah, you can have more impact too. Ampi said Paladin has a really high skill cap. He said like a well-timed bop can actually be the difference between wiping and surviving.
Absolutely,
Right? So
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, it is a shit dungeon healer, that's for sure, Caligula. That is for sure. I might. I honestly kind of want to just like go into like a dungeon as like red or something like that.
I think the play is to if you're healing, like if you do a 5-man dungeon, you also bring a Shadow Priest along with you or a Druid. I think that's the play.
Yeah,
hybrid.
even just a holy
Yeah.
priest. Like I'll just fucking like like having a holy priest and a like a holy / red paladin is kind of a lot safer because you're still gonna kill shit, right? It's not like you're gonna like not have a DPS check. You still have 2 other DPS in a tank, so you could have like a holy paladin who does some melee damage with a holy priest, and 2 DPS and tank. I think that's actually a good fucking dungeon group right there.
It's just funny listening to you guys talk about 5-man meta dungeon comps. Talk about what's good for duo leveling. Talk about
If we were Horde, I know what the meta comp would be. It would be 4 warriors and a shaman.
Yeah, I can't stress it enough.
Yeah.
It's just going to be so nice. We're going to be playing on fresh servers soon, guys, and instead of the meta being living in the dungeons in a little jail cell in BRD, literally both mentally and physically in the game in a jail cell, just killing the same 5 mobs over and over again, or dungeon cleaving in a 10-man group, or mage boosting or whatever, like the most efficient way is going to be leveling out in the open world, and that's so sick, man. I love that, man. That it's going to totally change the whole vibe of the server.
Sounds like heaven to me. I can't wait.
Yeah. Anyway, should we wrap up, guys? It's been about 2 hours.
Yeah, it's good.
This felt good doing this again, man. It really did.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'm glad I got to see y'all's faces. Thanks for inviting me on, man. It's always fun hanging out and talking about WoW. Seriously.
Yeah.
What else do we do? I mean, this is like prime time.
It's crazy. We're only like about 2 weeks away, right? It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, be good, everybody.
You guys not gonna play TBC anymore, or do you just?
We're still gonna play TBC. I want to kill Sunwell, man. That's my goal.
Yeah.
I missed the boat. I think that my only chance to get Glad was last season because enhancement kind of falls off. But we're still gonna try. But yeah, we were close.
And we got one day we got to show you the clips of us killing.
Oh yeah.
We beat all the top 5 teams, but we
should end with that dude. He win-furied me, man.
The guy goes, "Oh man, he win-furied me, man." He's like some top player in retail, and like his expression of Melron literally won.
Well, the thing is, he blinks into us, right? And I'm like, okay, bro. And then boom, it just put him in the ground.
Navik he shadow stepped, exposed. And like literally 0.1 second later, Melron just one-shots him.
Oh yeah, with the exposed setup, that's like the alley-oop into the dunk right there.
Yeah.
He threw it up in the air, and he came down.
And he was
with the
surprised it happened. I'm like, bro, like I don't know. I'm dual wielding. It's an 86% chance if I have Stormshark up to proc Wind Fury on an opener, and he's looked surprised. I'm like, bro, that you shouldn't walk up to an enhancement shaman like that ever.
Yep. Yo, it's been great though, guys. We'll try to do these bi-weekly and try to get back into a consistent rhythm. Huge shout out to Dunedain, basically keeping the show going. He messaged all of us and keeping the dream alive. It's been so many months since we've done one of these.
Yeah, thanks, Dunedain.
Been a lot of fun, and we should do it indeed like bi-weekly or something like that.
I mean, until Season of Mastery comes out, we should do it weekly. I think
Well, we could do that as well. Friday next week.
I'm down.
Come back. Yeah, maybe 2 hours earlier if possible.
Yeah, Dunedain's tired. Yeah.
I want to do like a small shout out to the guild, if possible. We've been going for almost how long now? Multiple years, which is kind of nice. Went through a lot of things. We still go strong in TBC, and we plan on doing Classic as well. So if you're on EU side and you want to play with us on Horde, feel free to have a look at our Discord and apply.
Yeah, throw it in the chat.
Part of the guild.
Yeah, throw the Discord link or something. His guild's the Fellowship, and that really says something about him, right? He's run the same guild for years now. What are the chances a guild survives years? I mean, Melrod knows the chances. It's almost impossible, man, to keep a guild going. There's going to be drama. There's going to be catastrophic events.
It's been an amazing journey, and if you see that many of the people we started with are still with us, it's quite amazing.
Yeah.
Take this time to say Eden on Skyrim. We're still going strong. If you guys are on Skyrim, I think we're still recruiting.
You're one of the 6 people on Skyrim, and you're looking for a raid group. We might have a spot for you.
Hell yeah. Still going strong though. Yeah.
Also, shout out to Nick's in the chat. That's Nick Stain, I believe. So you guys know Nick Stain from your channels, right? He's actually been making massive plays for the hardcore community. He has the best video about the Road to Rag. He was the video that we were all too lazy or too incompetent to make. He's actually been making
Hell,
insane,
yeah.
super hot fire, polished BBC, this sort of CNN, whatever kind of documentary tier. His videos are incredible, man.
I'm
they're
so proud
really
of you,
good.
Nick. I'm so proud. He's been wanting to do this for a long time, and he's actually doing it. I'm so happy for you, man.
Yeah, they're
Fucking love
really
you.
good.
Oh yeah, dude.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, like I know it's been a while for me as well, but I do plan on starting back up next week, guys. So I'll be around Def Camp.
Well, tune in, man. I missed you
Yeah.
on stream.
I know.
Don't be-
Oh,
I
yeah.
miss doing it too. Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
So I'll be back, guys. I will. I'll be back.
And thanks again for the raid, Grays, man. It's great having you on, brother. You're one of my best buds. You're everybody's best
Yeah,
bud
man.
here. So
Oh, dude, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, this is a
We all
blast.
love
getting to hang out and
Grace.
talk.
hell yeah, man.
The little brother in the group. I'll take it.
The legendary laugh, dude. The Payo tier laugh. The only other Payo tier laugh.
No matter how I'm feeling, Grays always makes me smile. I'll say that.
So,
For better or for
genuine
worse.
compliment. It's a genuine
Yeah.
compliment.
It's awesome, man.
okay, we're gonna go pass it off to let's pass it off to Payo. I can't say I don't see anybody else playing hardcore at the moment. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back hopefully next week or the week after that. Thank you so much for your continued support watching us blabber on. See you next time.
Peace.
guys.
Oh yeah. See you
Love you
guys.
guys.